One Donut Podcast. The views and opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Two Cops One Donut, its host, or affiliates. The podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not endorse any guests' opinions or actions discussed during the show. Any content provided by guests is of their own volition, and listeners are encouraged to form their own opinions. Furthermore, some content is graphic and has harsh language. Viewer discretion advised and is intended for mature audiences. Two Cops, One Donut and its host do not accept any liability for statements or actions taken by guests. Thank you for listening. All right, welcome back. Eric Levine, Two Cops, One Donut. I am here with Banning Sweatland, my co-host, and our guest today, Alan Nelson. Alan, how you doing, buddy?
Very good, very good.
Hey,
hello from West Texas.
We got your sound working. We got your background changed to something more organic.
Yes,
I like this guy already, man. I like him already.
Alan has been a peace officer in Texas. I won't name where he was at, where he is at, any of that stuff. Just know he kind of knows what the hell he's talking about. He's also with a company. Are we allowed to talk about that at all, Alan?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so for those that are wondering, and I'm going to get the chat going up here. Let me get a little overlay. We got everybody that follows us. I appreciate your patience. I don't know what the fuck happened. My camera just one day, it worked the night before. The next day, I had got a new monitor from, I want to give a shout out to Shane from Samsung. Shane Hobe, how do you say his last name, Alan?
Hogood. Yes.
Hobgood.
Hobgood. There it goes. He just got engaged too.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
Yes.
Nice. So Shane from Samsung, we've been talking for about almost 2 years with Samsung, and they've been supportive of what we're doing, but we couldn't get an official sponsorship going. It's just, you know how it is. That's just the way things go. So we don't have a sponsorship, but we have what I would like to call support. And they sent me the new G9 Odyssey monitor, which is 57 inches of curved glory. And it is eating up my entire desk right now. So thank you to Samsung. Be sure to go to Samsung and check out this Odyssey monitor. I can tell you right now, if you're an editor, if you're anybody that's into photography, videography, gaming even, this thing is immersive and it is amazing. And I would tell you, you guys know, I would tell you, I'd be like, no, this thing, it ain't worth the hype. It sucks, but it's not the case. It's fucking awesome. It's probably the best monitor I've ever had for my purposes, for what I do. So it works really well. Normally I have a 2-monitor system. I don't need that anymore. This thing has my entire desk space and I can put everything I need on this one screen. So it's really cool. I wish I could show you. But I currently just have one camera. I was about to get 2. Then that's the story I was trying to get to. Camera went down. I don't know what the fuck happened. I didn't drop it. I didn't do anything to it. I just went to go turn it on because I got the new monitor. I was like, oh, let me see how the camera looks.
We were going to do a show that night.
Yeah, we're going to do a live.
Last Tuesday.
Yep, last Tuesday. And it went down. Well, Alan from RGB, a friend of mine, we've been talking and working together. He actually showed up in the background on one live that I did. He was just wanting to see the flow of how we worked and all that stuff. And he's actually going to bring the skills of what RGB does to the podcast and try to help us out. Well, in that and seeing us in our hour of need, Alan reached out to RGB and was like, hey, can we do this? Can we help them out? They're kind of in dire straits right now. And they did. They came through, got us the same exact camera we had, and got us up and running for tonight's show, guys. So big shout out to RGB. Thank you very much, Alan, man. That's the Brotherhood in Blue, and that is also awesome that your company was looking out.
Of course, it's it takes a village to make things like this happen.
It does. I recently moved into a new house, so everything is still fresh, new. Our glasses are still all packed away, so I'm using a tin cup tonight, Star Wars one, by the way. But I apologize for the tin noise.
I am up in Boston at IACP. Today was the last day, and I'm in a Hilton or Marriott or something. So I apologize for the acoustics here. But yeah, so I'm in a hotel room again, guys. So I apologize. You probably can't hear me that well, but hopefully okay.
The good part though, Banning, is you are smooth as butter. Your camera feed is amazing. So everything's working for once in the hotel for us. So that's pretty cool.
Kidding. No kidding.
We tend to bullshit for the first 20 minutes on this, guys. So stick with us. We're saying hello to everybody. Appreciate you guys logging on. I want to get you in on all the new stuff with the podcast. There's always something new and cool we're trying to bring down the line. The latest one is I was on Coley and Noir's podcast. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Coley and Noir, but he is a pretty big 2A guy, if you haven't heard of him. And I'm going to share the screen here. And if you guys get a chance, go to his YouTube channel, Coley and Noir, and I'm about to put it up on here. Boom. Share. I got to be on there and talk about kind of a police view of people carrying, in either the bar settings or just open carry, stuff like that. It was a pretty good conversation. I'm going to play the little beginning clips just so you get a little teaser.
Be very careful because your audience will kill me.
Well, I mean, they already give me shit for my stance on it, which mine is...
Honestly feel like, and this is going to make some detectives mad out there, when people are on TV and they're like putting them in cuffs, you have the right to remain silent. Like, that's some bullshit. That doesn't happen.
Every guest we have that Peter's getting all the love. Nobody cares about me anymore. And so I'm trying to understand what's going on here.
Now they just realize what's really going on. That's all.
Oh, shut up.
I see the masterwork behind, because he didn't really start blowing up till he came on board,
here we
right?
fucking go.
My man.
Here we go.
Yeah, come back on anytime.
Well...
And that, folks, is Coley and Noir's podcast. He's a little bigger than we are. A little bit. I mean...
Give it another year. Give it another year.
Danny, I think we're up to about 10,800 subs on YouTube. And Coley and Noir's he's just slightly above us at just below 3 million. So...
Right.
I mean, we're right there.
Give us 2 more weeks, man. We'll be good.
We're right there.
We'll get up there. We'll get up there.
Looks like we got a question out here already. Brad Dorr says, "Hey, Banning, Eric needs some of your help with his beard so he can get as epic as well. Fear the beard.
Oh.
What's wrong with my beard?"
So you know who Brad is, man. Brad's a good dude out in the Cali area. Many years of law enforcement. Great guy. Yeah. So I don't know if Brad knows or not that you got to shave that thing every year, and then I think you got to shave it one other time if I remember right.
Yep. Yeah, I have to shave once a year, usually around March for the military. But I have to stay within regulation for a police department. I would grow it out a little longer. And trust me, if I didn't shave, it would be up here. I would look like Wolverine. Well, I'd look worse than Wolverine. Look like Beast. It would be enormous. So this is well manicured, by the way. Well manicured, because if I didn't, it'd be out of control, like I said. I'm a little offended. I have a fucking man beard. Thank you very much. It's just Banning is a specimen of a man, and it's hard to compare.
No, it's all my barber, man. I go to a place called the Bearded Beast in Weatherford. And they're
That's awesome. They named it after you. I love it. So tonight, Alan is new to the show, guys. So we're going to definitely use his perspective fresh first, because you've heard us talk over and over. We kind of sound like broken records. If you're new to what we do here, basically what we do is we've pulled a bunch of random ass fucking body cam footage that we've never watched. That's kind of the hope. If we have watched it, we'll own up and say, hold on, let me pause. I've seen this one. And then we'll kind of back away. The point is to try not to Monday morning quarterback. But the point is to give education and perspective to show you how us as police would respond if we were the cop in the body cam footage. It's a unique way to look at it, because too many times you see body cam footage where the cop is, somebody's donut operator. He's famous for it because he's so good at it. I love donut operator. But he'll break down the call, and he's had the luxury of seeing what happens. He's got everything ready. We're not going to do that. We're going to show oh, hey, we're coming up on a traffic stop. There's, for me, as I'm walking up, I'm going to get behind the B pillar. Pause. What's the B pillar? Okay. Hey, guys in the audience, here's the B pillar. This is what we're talking about. I want to stay behind that. Why? Because it makes it very hard for that person to turn on me with a gun or do anything bad. It gives me a chance to see what they're doing up in the front seat. My big concern is hands. So you're getting that inside law enforcement perspective. It's unique. There's nobody else that's doing it. Well, I say that, but now there's some people out there that kind of, you know what? Imitation is the best form of flattery. So there's some people out there doing it now. Kind of interesting. But we started that. So I'm pretty happy with that. Alan, how long have you been in law enforcement?
16 years. I left about a year ago. Worked in the school for 15 years as a school-based law enforcement officer. But funny enough, when I resigned, they were like, no, you're not resigning. We're so shorthanded that so I still go in and work some weekends, things like that, to fill in where they need help.
Cool. Nice. Now, when you were a cop, what did you specialize in? Like, what was your focus? Were you a patrolman for 16 years? Was there anything that I was like, I'm a SWAT dude? What was your favorite thing?
School law enforcement. So
okay, so you're SRO.
Yes, I spent most of all of it / glorified juvenile investigator. So.
Okay. So that is why you really like that short that I put out not too long ago. When I interviewed Craig Floyd from Citizens Behind the Badge. And I kind of gave a shout out to SROs, talked about how important they are and how much shit SROs squash that people never hear about. Stuff, tragedies that they've prevented because they found the guns in the locker. They found the guns on the student before they even got into the school. They're scrubbing social media. They're doing all these things. Listen, I'm going to give everybody a freebie. One of my things that I like to do is educate other cops. And here's the idea. Champion it at your school, champion it at your department, whatever you got to do. Take credit for it. I don't care. But here's my idea. Every year when school sign-up's happening, I want you to have a form, a template, if you will, a PDF that sends out to all the parents. And it gives them the opportunity to help us at the schools, the SROs, monitor the activities of the kids through their social media. It is impossible for a cop to figure out everybody's social media accounts. There's so many different accounts. There's dummy accounts. There's all this stuff. But if you want to be an involved parent and want to say that you're an involved parent in your kid's life, I want you to put on this PDF form whatever social media accounts they have to help the SROs and the school monitor the accounts of these minors. So if something happens and your child or somebody else's child is a flagged person, because no SRO is going to be able to watch every single student, but it will help them immensely in the future prevent any of these shootings or anything like that, because there's one thing that's in common with every bad scenario that we've really seen at schools in the last 10 years, and that is these kids like to share it on social media before they go pull off whatever it is they're going to do. So I think that is how us as cops, the SROs, the students, not the students, the teachers and the parents can work together to help start preventing some of these tragedies. And I've never heard anybody talk about I'm not an SRO. I don't consider myself the smartest guy in the world, but it seems very common sense. Alan, have you heard of anything like that out there?
No, most of the parents they don't understand what their kids are doing on social media. There's so many backdoors and hidden vaults inside a phone that parents would be shocked. Usually my kid wouldn't do that. And, they have so many secret hidden things that unless you stay with it every day and focus on social media, you have no idea the things kids are capable of on their phone.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I did a podcast with somebody that was involved in internet crimes against children and talked about how the predators are hiding in Roblox. They're hiding in all of these different programs that your kids are using all the time. So it only makes sense that there's a ton of different things. Like, I'm sure there's a lot that I'm not aware of, even with my own kids. And I do what I can. I am satisfied with my level of involvement and prevention, but it would be nice if the schools, like we had that collaboration That's the whole point of what we do and why we do it on this podcast. We're perspective sharing. We're giving ideas. We're collecting ideas from people in the chat. If you're in the chat right now, throw some stuff out there at any time. We'll talk about it. It may not even be what we're talking about. If you've had an idea for cops and you're like, why the fuck aren't you guys doing this? Throw that shit out there. we'll see it. We'll talk about it. I've got a perfect record. Every troll that we've had, I've invited on the show, and none of them have showed up. It just is what it is. Banning, what do you got to say, man? You look like you got something on your mind.
No, man, I'm relishing the time that I had up here at IACP. Got to meet a lot of folks that I get to talk to on LinkedIn, a lot of law enforcement. I mean, it was great. The company I work for had an outstanding showing.
Are you allowed to talk about who your company is?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Mark 43. We do CAD and RMS. And for those that don't know what that is, CAD is computer-aided dispatch. So when you call 911 and you're giving information to a dispatcher, basically he or she is putting that information into a system, and that system can be viewed by the officers. And when it goes over to that side, it's called RMS, which is report management software. And we also have a phone version for these officers. And just to give you the safety side piece of that, we have GPS on the car itself, so dispatch and all the other officers know where everybody is. And if that officer were to get into a foot chase or on a priority 1 call and he's not answering his radio, if he has his phone with him, we can see exactly where that officer is to get him help when he needs it the most. So that's just a 30,000 foot view of what it does. But we have a huge analytics piece in the software. So captains, chiefs, sheriffs, when they need to go to city council or their county commissioners to ask for money for more law enforcement stuff, that they can use that analytics and get it very, very quickly and present it to city council or the commissioners or the public. The better part of that is the public. If they have a public-facing portal, Mark 43 has the ability to force whatever that police department wants to be available to the public. And I think that's very important to let the public know what's going on.
Absolutely, especially for transparency purposes. I think that's where policing's really improved over the last 10 years is just with body cams and the ability to learn how to scrub and get that information out there. Oh shit, Tom Smith. We got royalty in the crowd tonight. Tom Smith from Gold Shield, Gold Badges, Gold Shield.
Gold Shield.
Yes. I'm sorry, Tom. I always fuck his damn podcast name.
So I got to hang out with Tom a little bit. They did a demo, I think it was yesterday or day before. My days are running together. And I did a video. And so, Tom, since you're listening, LinkedIn has not they're only letting me load photos right now. And I think it's because of where I'm at. I need to get on better Wi-Fi, but I will get that video out so everybody in LinkedIn can see Impact, which is an amazing spray. And Eric, I think you know about his spray.
Oh, yeah.
It's friggin'
Absolutely.
awesome, man.
Yeah, the Impact spray. I swear to God, Tom, now that we've got the new studio, Banning is going to come over and spray me with that shit. I've said it forever, and we're gonna make it happen. I promise. I'm just waiting for you to say that you guys want to sponsor our podcast as well. if I'm going to get sprayed in the face, bro, make it worth it.
Gotta hold out. Hold out.
Yeah. I'm going to real quick. I want to share for those that don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure this is his most popular part of his format is Apple Podcast. So I'm going to share it on the screen real quick. Guys, make sure you go check out Gold Shield's podcast. They're NYPD guys. They're definitely from the era of 9/11. So we've got some heroes, real heroes, and real experience, more experience than me. And I've talked to Tom, talked to Dan. They're two salt of the earth guys, and I wholeheartedly believe that you will learn and take away great things from their podcast. So please go check them out for sure.
Put some of his comments up there, man. It's good stuff.
Talking shit. Let's see. Tom, no worries. Thank you. I'm jealous. I empty my piggy bank for you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Hook it up with all that retirement money you're making. He said, thank you so much, Eric and Benny. Anytime, bro. Listen, everybody that knows my podcast, I am not a competitive guy. That's not why I'm in this. Yep. I am a servant. I am here to push out whatever makes life better for us as police and as a community. And from the heart.
Yep.
Gold Chef
And
Podcast.
we're a little different than other folks, and Tom's the same as us, but we're here for the melting pot. We're here for everybody. We want everybody to understand
Absolutely.
truly and through attrition of what law enforcement is. So maybe in the future with our grandkids, cops aren't being treated such as they are in a lot of parts of the United States today. So we're bridging that gap, man. I mean,
and I've challenged people, copy my podcast, copy it. I don't give a shit. You're going to have we're going to say and have different perspectives just because you could be a cop in the city right next to mine. Go ahead. I welcome it because you're only helping. We're doing things good together. I had a LinkedIn user say something. He said, I'm retired from HSI recently. And before I left, we had so many CSAM cases. Child sex, maybe. I don't know what CSAM stands for. It's always different, each department. Cases we couldn't keep up with, probably at least an arrest a week and SWs. As far as schools, a good web analytics social media scrapping tool with specific keywords in your district, I feel like I'm missing something here, could help give you a heads up on issues before they're a problem. So I'm not sure who that user was. You're only showing up as LinkedIn user. I apologize. Marine Bloods is in the house. I love having Marine Bloods in here. He said, hi, I'll be lurking while heading to pick up my father-in-law from the ER. Oh, man. Hey, prayers, brother. Hope everything works out. Michelle Marie, I'm just catching up, just getting in. What are we talking about? We're kind of talking about police companies right now. We haven't gotten into any of the body cam stuff. He said child sexual abuse material. Oh, okay. Now I understand what CSAM stands for. And I want to get back to your point about M43, Mark 43, and what makes them stand apart. Because I am a part of another company called Peregrine. And I have told you guys, Peregrine is going to change law enforcement. They are changing law enforcement. It's probably one of the companies, if not the company, that I have been most excited about over the last 3 years because I can see the writing on the wall. And once other departments can jump on board and see it for themselves, it is going to change how we do policing. It is going to turn every shitty detective into Sherlock Holmes, whether they like it or not. It is that amazing. And that's one small aspect. And the point that I'm trying to get to between Peregrine and Mark 43 is they want to catch bad guys. They want to help the community. They want that. And I'm not, one second, I don't speak for them. I don't speak for Peregrine. I'm just telling you my experience. And from my experience, they are out to help everybody. They are willing to, without cost, merge with any company willing to merge with them as far as compatibility, integration. So, okay, go ahead, Benny.
No, and I'm just going to give an example because a lot of people don't understand what I do with that CAD and RMS I was talking about earlier. Just to give you an example, you have a patrol officer working a beat and he gets sent to let's call it a burglary motor vehicle. So somebody entered another vehicle without the owner's consent and they took whatever item, and that's the state of Texas penal code. And let's say, so he's running people through dispatch, maybe his victims, maybe he has a lead on who the suspect is, and they're getting criminal histories or what's called driver's license returns and license plate returns, all a part of the call. Well, now it's time for that officer to go back to the station and has however many of the reports that he has for that night, and that's where it counts for us. Citizens want us on the street more. Our administration wants us on the street more. I mean, it's a win-win if you can do that. So Mark 43 really lowers that time. So you just in the narrative, Eric and Alan, when you guys have written thousands of narratives like I have, you go in there and you hit you just hit the @ symbol and the start of a name. And if dispatch ran it, it is already created a master name file and it brings it right over. I mean, you're saving so much time going down that. And then we had an AI piece that was just released a couple of days ago when we got up here to IACP, and I'm still learning about that piece. So I don't feel comfortable with talking about it. Other vendors are doing that as well, but I can tell you it's pretty high speed, low drag. It's awesome.
So one of the main concerns about AI internally, anytime with a police department is that AI able to get outside of your internal network, or is
Sure.
it drawing stuff in externally, which would be a security risk?
Detriment. Absolute detriment.
And from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, the beauty of Mark 43, and this is me talking. I'm not affiliated
Sure.
with Mark 43 or anything like that. I've never even used it, but I'm just talking about AI in general with police stuff.
Sure.
My concern as a cop would be that whatever we're doing can get out. But with all of these with the companies that are being vetted properly, like Mark 43,
Mhm.
it stays internal. It's yours. It's within your own internal network. It does not get outside of your
Right.
fishbowl.
And that's exactly how it works. And for those of you in law enforcement and deal with vendors and stuff like that, Mark 43 is a cloud native. There is nothing that goes in dispatch. There's nothing that goes in the police department or sheriff's office. So if you go into some of these large departments or even medium-sized departments, they've got a 200, 300 square foot room that has servers. They're stacked, and then they got coolers. The amount of electricity and everything for the cooling. Some of them have water cooling devices because these machines get hot. Ours is completely cloud-based, or it's native cloud. There's a difference in that. There's a lot of vendors that say that they're cloud-based, and they shoot to the cloud and they come back. But we are 100% a cloud-native product, and we're the only one in the market for that. And we're FedRAMP High and State Ramp certified. There's not a lot of vendors that can pull both of those off.
Yeah, and I want to push this out to anybody that's not a cop and they're listening to this, like, what the fuck are they talking about? Quit trying to get sponsors. That's not the thing. This is what I want you to understand, guys. If your department is getting anything that's cloud-based, you have to make sure your department is not leaking all of your personal information and Chinese vendors and stuff like that you have to be aware of. This stuff needs to stay native, meaning internal. It cannot get out.
Yep.
It needs to be all of your social security numbers and your license plates and everything like that needs to stay internal. It needs to be on a native cloud where nobody else has access to it except your department, which you are allowing them to have.
Yep.
So be careful. There's agencies out there that are not educated in this. That does happen. Florida is having a hell of a time. We had a great podcast with my buddy Mike out there. He's a state rep out in Florida, and talked about how there's departments and hospitals and things of that nature that have been shut down because they were going to these Chinese servers, and then somebody hacked in and took them over and was trying to hold them hostage. What do they call that? Like extort them for money. So got to be careful.
Oh yeah. And and just to talk about Mark 43, I mean, I'm a part of this amazing organization. So we're all in the AWS Gov Cloud. And if you understand what AWS has to be to have that Gov Cloud reference to protection for agencies and citizens, it's very, very, very secure.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alan. I know you was about to say something.
Oh, I mean, it's just all of these programs are allowing us to regionalize and get information quicker. And so many times we were behind the curve on investigating things that had happened 6 weeks ago that never got solved because we couldn't go through the Rolodex quick enough. And so now with how all this stuff can be combined, and it felt like even 2 or 3 years ago, all the companies were kind of fighting against each other. It seems like they're getting more streamlined to help law enforcement. But going on to in my small agency, there were so many times where somebody's coming to sell something to us that, sadly, the department wasn't smart enough to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And they were just being told, oh, yeah, this is good. And, and then the person working on their computer wasn't up to what was required by the state and, federally. And so then you end up with this program, you spend all this money, and then you can't get a new one because, you're stuck. And so it sadly happens too often. And I feel like we're kind of getting over that hump a little bit with a lot of the software that's out there now.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Everything's in its infancy as far as this AI and analytics and everything like that. So somebody on LinkedIn said analytics makes sense on so many levels, makes law enforcement so much more efficient. Absolutely.
100%.
But with everything comes risk. and cost and all of this stuff. So you have to know what to ask. And oftentimes departments will put somebody in charge. You're like, hey, you're our new guy. I want you to look at this new software that's out there because some chief got some show at the IACP, and they're like, yeah, it sounds awesome. And he hasn't done real police work in the last 15 years. So now all of a sudden somebody's getting thrown into the loop of that, and they're expected to make a decision. And you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. So how do you know the right questions to ask?
Right. So I'm going to add to that, Eric, and not to step on you for it, but this is the first time I've been to IACP, and I've been to many IACPs as a vendor. So I've always came as an officer or purchasing agent from an organization, but being on this side is so much different. But these chiefs are really, I'm going to give them credit right now, because they will come in, we will give them a full demo, show the analytics suite, everything. And then, you know what, they're smart, man. They're like, you know what, would you mind coming to do an on-prem, come out and do a friggin' a demo for us, so my officers, dispatch supervisors, so because they're the ones that's utilizing the software, and I want to make sure this is something that they want. And I love it when I hear administration say that. So we do that whenever we can. So it's amazing.
Yeah. Raphael Ingram just popped up and said, hey, what's up, brothers? Back to blue. I love it. Brad Dorr said, Christopher Musto agreed, but egos on making that big case make information sharing so essential. A lot of these news investigators don't get it. It's not that I don't think they don't get it. I think they're looking to make a divisive, controversial story. And it's very easy to make a divisive, controversial story on analytics and AI and all of that stuff. It's so easy. And I would listen to it and watch it. But as a person that's a part of it and looks at it, it literally, all it does, guys, for those that don't get to see it, all it really does is it turns 8 hours worth of work into 5 minutes. It's all the same stuff that we would have been able to do beforehand, just faster. It just makes it more efficient. It's really all it is. It's not fucking TI 1000s coming out to, terminate you.
And it doesn't matter the vendor. I mean, as long as they have, and most of them do, even our competitor, they have the tool. So the officer is literally still reading line by line, and they're making sure that is true and accurate and correct. They're signing off on it, similar to DocuSign. It's now a legal document. It came from that officer, the body camera, all the details from dispatch, and 911 call and everything. So it's the same information, but sometimes it's written better so people can understand it through that platform.
Yeah.
What are you saying about law enforcement? You don't know how to write, or come on?
No, you motherfuckers don't know how to write. Holy shit. I'm looking at my,
I came to call and I arrested or something.
He made me angry. I put cuffs on.
Copy, paste.
I take the tail.
Exactly.
No further details.
Awesome.
I hope they're not listening to this. I'm just busting their balls. But no, I mean, report writing, it's gone downhill majorly. And I'm sure if I talk to any person that's been on that, that did police work 30, 40 years ago, they're going to say the same thing. Like, we had the same, like, it's just universal. Until you learn to write like a cop, and I hate saying it that way, we all suck at it. Even if you're a good writer, I was a great writer. I knew I wanted to be a cop, so I took advanced English every year. I was constantly I was a writer. I'm still a writer. I love it. Oh shit, John Barker in the house. What's up, brother? John Barker is one of our biggest supporters, especially on Facebook. So anytime he pops on, man, I'm going to give him a shout out. Thanks for showing up, brother. Ocean Girl also, she's definitely a big supporter. So thank you for being on.
Thank you.
Ocean Girl said, I would buy literally anything Banning was selling. I tell you what, he's not selling weight loss pills. So big bastard. Anyway, should we get to the point of the show? We're busted way over. I usually try to just bullshit for 20 minutes so everybody can get on here. And John Barker, thank you, bro. Anytime, man. Don't thank me. Thank you, man. We wouldn't keep doing this if we didn't have regular people show up and come on here and comment. What I can ask you guys that are on here, I see the number 20 right now, which generally means there's around 1,000, maybe 2,000 people logged on. If you can, please share this with one other person. Get them on here. Have them ask questions. I recommend that you ask the person that doesn't like police. That's who we really want to reach. We want you to get the people that don't like cops, or are indifferent about police work or whatever. I love having my pro police people. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. But that's not who we're trying to reach. We're trying to bridge gaps out here, guys. So Brad said banning can be used as a human shield on a standoff. Yes, he can. Perry Lemley, I went from being a cop to being a paramedic. Writing reports sucks. I bet, especially with all the medical jargon. Hell no. So,
I have, in reference to that, I've had a lot of rookies in first phase, and what that means is when they first, get into training and they're just learning from me, and they're not really receiving instruction. It's kind of a do as I say, not as I do. From what you hear from a lot of FTOs that aren't teaching it right, but it is that sense in some places. But we'll get going to domestic, and as we're approaching whatever opening it is, and the shadow disappears next to me from the street light, or I'm like, "Where's my rig?" I turn around, he's like, right behind me. It's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Man, if they come out and start shooting, they're going to hit you first." I'm like, "Get your ass over here!" Right. So yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to get to the videos now. Again, for those that aren't used to this part, we're going to pull up body cam videos that we've never watched, and we're going to act as though we're the officers in the screen. I am pulling all of my videos from Police Activity YouTube channel, so make sure you check them out. Every video that we're going to watch today is from Police Activity. And I apologize, too. I'm still getting used to this ginormous screen, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out when I full size, if I try not to full size. So bear with me, okay? We're learning together. All right, let's.
It's hard for Eric to work with big things.
It is. I much prefer a handheld, smaller, way easier. Green. Let's see. What is this one called? Okay, that'll work. Share. Okay, so we got that. Let me see what happens when I make this large size. Okay, perfect. That'll work. Do you guys like this view better? I think that
make it bigger.
Bigger? Yeah. Like that?
Yeah.
All right. And let's make sure our volume's good. Quality. There. Beautiful. Somebody's kid is talking, or wife. It's got to be Alan's. Don't worry about it, bro. All right. Here we go. Hands up! Hands up! Keep your hands up! Don't. Okay. We didn't even have to get that far into this video. So I'll go first since I started this shit. I don't know what's going on, but we have our guns pointed.
Looks like a taser.
I can't tell. Honestly, kind of looks like a gun. But in this instance, I tend, unless I see or I know this person has already been a deadly threat, because we don't know what to call it. Well, the title is Police Catch Woman Accused of Stealing a Cell Phone from an Elderly Woman. So I'm not shooting into this vehicle. I don't mind having guns drawn, because sometimes just faking it till you make it can work. You might be able to talk them out of that. But from here, as that person's showing that they're going to start backing up, I'm just going to jump back in my vehicle and get ready to maybe have to pursue or chase and go from there. Banning, what do you got?
Same thing. I mean, it's a cell phone. Cell phones are replaceable. If we can get the information on the person, we can always write paper on it later, meaning a warrant. We can figure out who it is for the value of the phone. Why take this, this escalation such a level sometimes, but we don't know what they saw. I'm only speaking on the 10 seconds of the video that we've seen.
Yeah. The big problem with this, guys, is we don't have, this is part of the problem with the show in a sense, is we don't have all the information. So we're only going off what we see.
Yep.
So for everybody that wants to get them, you shouldn't be Monday morning quarterback. We're not. We're only going off what we see while we're seeing it, to pretend that we're the cop on the scene at the moment. So relax. Alan, you got anything to add?
Just knowing that camera is from the fleet, so it's a vehicle camera. So you're getting all the descriptions of the vehicle. If they leave, they leave. At this point.
Right. Exactly. All right, we're gonna play.
Drive
Car taking off. Just looking, I'll try to kind of take a moment. Now we're picking off after the vehicle. And we give it up. Travel. Looks to be a Mazda SUV. Hitting it.
Get it, bro.
So pit maneuvers there are some places you're allowed to do them, some you're not. Up in Michigan, I definitely think almost every place in Michigan's allowed to. But it seems to be fading. It just depends on the department. But the point is to get behind it and make sure you're monitoring the traffic around it before you initialize it. And if I were to be doing a pit maneuver right here, right now, from what we're looking at, I don't think I would have done it. Only because it's not that I think that their car would have got out of control and hit somebody. I think pitting them would have been fine. I worry about the error that I may make on my own vehicle, and I may go into my partner to the right, or that the two civilian vehicles there to the right.
And with me on this, it's what's the offense to begin with? What type of ruckus are we going to go through to take somebody to jail? For something that's probably at max. And it's a lot of money, but $1,200 for probably a cell phone. I can't even believe what they cost nowadays. But just saying that, it's like, what are we going to go through to get that cell phone? I mean, kudos if they get it, nobody gets hurt, but it's a big game of chance.
Yeah, that's a good point to make. John Barker said, "Damn, that's a lot of cars around now." Mm-hmm. So I mean, he's thinking along the same lines as us. Alan, what do you think?
There's a lot of unknowns there. If that vehicle spins out the wrong way, you've got a lot of people that are going to be a part of this thing that weren't invited to the party.
Yeah, those cars have been known, depending on the speeds and how you pit them, they can go over the middle barrier. So they could go into oncoming traffic. That has happened. And then the other part is that state trooper's car could get temporarily or permanently latched on. That has happened to the suspect vehicle, which will throw them out of control. So these are just things to consider. But and as Banning just crushed an animal, it sounds like. What the fuck was that, Banning?
It's not me.
I have two mastiffs that came running into the house.
Oh, is that you, Alan?
Yeah.
Well, he was standing up, so.
But your poker face on that was freaking awesome, man. I had no clue it was coming from you.
I thought it was coming from Bannon.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So I'm gonna keep playing.
Get it, bro.
Good hit. Actually,
Pit.
Okay, from here we're going to pin positive pressure against the vehicle. What I mean by positive pressure, when a police vehicle touches the front or rear bumper of a car, we don't have positive pressure yet. We have to get it to just slightly rock, either forward or backwards, and that prevents that vehicle from being able to engage, reverse, or drive. After going through something like this, it's more than likely stalled out, unless it's like a high-performance vehicle. So positive pressure, when we get up against them, then they're not going to be able to take off. It's a really good technique. What you got? Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! All right. So in this, it isn't just... You have to be overly aggressive in these scenarios. And here's the reason why. Their fight or flight could cause them to run into oncoming traffic, which looks like she was willing to do. So you had a chance to catch this person and distribute overwhelming force to prevent them from either injuring the oncoming traffic on the freeway, traveling 65, 70 miles an hour, or injuring herself. So
let's talk about the rubberneckers for a second. Coming in that opposite, there's no law enforcement providing any cover in the lane that they're in. If nobody caught that, he went over that guardrail. Now he is open, and they're such a small object when they're coming up with all these overhead emergency lights on. People are looking over at that, and a lot of people don't know that. But when you're looking to the left, you're being a rubberneck, and you're, oh my God, what's going on? Your wheel is also going to the left, and they're in that friggin' inside lane, and it'd be catastrophic. Drop of a hat, man. So
yeah, absolutely.
You've said it multiple times on different shows about taking the aggression and not letting the aggression be taken to you. But I think you have to do that in the language we use too, because how many of these people do we know that are just listening to some soft pop rock? That you have to use words that are going to get their attention very abruptly. Sometimes people are like, I can't believe you just cussed them out. But I tell you, if I say, hey, please stop doing that, they're not going to listen to you. You have to use the language that they use.
Yes. And it's important for officers to, especially younger officers, because I deal with this personally. I try to tell people, hey, I don't mind. I know it's against general orders that you swore, but I need you to own it. I need you to put it in your report. Hey, I swore at this person.
Yeah.
Because if you don't put it in there, it's going to sound like you're trying to hide something. Put it in there, but say why you did it. You know why. You just don't know why. That's the problem. A lot of people curse, and you don't understand why you're doing it. Here's why you're doing it. You know that if you tried to use regular language, or let's say you tried to use regular language earlier and it wasn't working, you escalated your language to try to prevent a use of force. You needed to wake that person up because regular speech was not working. So I escalated my language, and now put that in a report. I told him to get on the ground. Get on the fucking ground. Why did you do that? Well, because I didn't want to have to go hands-on. So it was my last-ditch effort to get them to comply without me having to go hands-on.
The regular language was used at the rub and tug or rub and dub car wash, wherever they're at.
I don't think it was called the rub and tug, sir. What car washes are you going to, Banning?
When you're up in Boston, those things,
Now I get it. You're no longer, a full-fledged deputy. But,
it was an old agency reference that I used to work to. And it's what those guys ended up calling that car wash. So 2 o'clock in the morning, you wouldn't find people washing cars.
Soldier American on YouTube said, "Evening, Eric, Banning, and Alan. Don't steal anything in Atlanta, Georgia." Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep playing. I think this is pretty much winding up, but let's see what happens.
Put him on your back! Put him on your back! Put him on your back! Let's go! Let's fucking go! You're a fucking pit, boy.
Okay. I don't mind a little celebratory, wrangling of this bad guy. Is it professional? Maybe not. But they're going, let's fucking go. Good pit. And they ain't even got the cuffs on yet. Listen, I am all about cops having fun while doing their job, and nobody's hurt. And she's not hurt. End of the day on the scoreboard, when you look at it, no other cars wrecked out. It was just her. Was it risky? Yes. Was it worth for a stolen cell phone? No, not in my opinion. I don't believe so.
Yep.
But
let's talk about the what the pulse is of these officers for what they just went through. The pulse of the person eluding the officers. So the excitedness, truly, for the people that have never done something like law enforcement or the military, think of the scariest roller coaster you've been on and keep going down that scary drop over and over and over and over and over again. And then your body eventually just it crashes. So,
they won't even remember what they just said. I mean, they'll have to be shown.
Yeah, it's probably excited utterance, just in the moment. Which I said it when it happened. I was like, that was a perfect pit. That was like textbook. It did that car, like I said, stuck to the wall, didn't have anybody else get involved, and that state patrol car just kept driving straight through, which is exactly how it should work when you do it.
As long as you got the right backup. Yep.
So it worked, but damn if it didn't. And that's where police work is always playing a fine line. And Perry Lemley just said she may have injured the old lady, who she stole the phone from. Always possible. I'm trying to avoid speculation. I'm only going off of what we see and what the title is. Police catch woman accused of stealing cell phone from elderly woman. You're absolutely right. Could have been a robbery. Could have been she beat the shit out of her for the phone. We don't know. She may be wanted and known. Maybe a known person for violent offenses. We don't know. Based on what we know, based on what we see, I am telling you, I would not have approved a pit here. I would not have approved chasing. I would have said, no, let her go. That's me. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just telling you from my perspective. Over a stolen cell phone? Nope. We'll figure out who it is. I got that much faith in our detectives. I think they'll figure it out. So that's just me. It doesn't mean I'm right. HR 150, 160.
Heart rate 150, 160.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what I don't know what law that is.
He's a paramedic, man. Used to be a cop, now he's a paramedic.
HR 150, 160. Man, my heart rate when I'm jacked is like 170 to 190.
Yeah.
So that's me. All right. I think we've pretty much now the fallout. I shouldn't say fallout, but what we would do from here is you're going to block off the freeway for the wrecked out vehicle. Probably only need to block one lane on this one, the fast lane. Get FD out there, block that truck, or use the truck to block, and then from there you'll divert all the traffic past you. Get this person hooked up. You're going to have to get her back over the wall if there's not a patrol car right there on the other side. Get them back there, search her, and that's really it.
And this is also a major use of force for those that don't understand. It's not like the movies. Like these guys aren't going to get off in 20 minutes and go high five. There is so much paperwork that comes. I mean, they got to document the crash scene, all the pictures that are going to occur.
That's a good point.
And all the narratives and supplements from the additional officers that were on scene.
Yep. It's not so much a use of force because they took her to the ground. That's just a basic takedown. They didn't even, I wouldn't even say they slammed her to the ground. Just used her own. She was kind of going there when she knew she was busted. They did great. They didn't strike her. They didn't do any of that. But what Banning's getting to is the pit maneuver.
The pit. So that's in a lot of states that's like us using an ASP. It's at that level on their use of force continuum, so they have to document and articulate very, very well. Was it used inappropriately? Obviously, it's within their scope in the state that they're in right there. So,
yep, absolutely. We're gonna go to the next video. Again, I encourage everybody, if you got questions, if you are watching the video and you're like, no, fuck that, you guys are wrong. Say it. Talk. This is our part. This is what we like to do. The interaction with you guys in the audience is what makes this so fun and worth it. And you guys may be able to share a perspective that we as law enforcement haven't considered, and you may single-handedly be able to change the training and the way that law enforcement works. Because I promise you, if you give me an idea or a perspective that I hadn't considered, I am going to take that as far as I can. I'm going to make videos. I'm going to present it to my own department. I have said this, Banning, you tell me if this has happened with you since you've been a more regular part of this. I have literally become a better cop because of starting the podcast stuff. I have, in the videos that we have done, I have been able to base myself a little bit more. I've been able to change and talk to people a little bit different simply from doing this.
Yep.
Yeah. Banning wasn't listening to me right there.
No, you're the past 10 seconds I couldn't hear you at all.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
I didn't know if you were pausing. You said Banning if you, and it went blank, and I'm like,
oh, sorry,
waiting.
Must be your crappy freaking hotel.
Yeah, my little Verizon Wi-Fi thing I got set up.
Oh, where are you staying at, by the way?
It's I think this is a Hilton.
I was gonna say you look like a Hilton Marriott type guy.
Yeah. No, actually, no, this one is a Marriott. So it's
see.
Element Hotel. Yes.
All right, let's go on to the next video here. Biggie size. Viewer discretion advised. Again, this is from police activity. Okay, you can't hear anything right now. Typically, just for those wondering why you have muted time, it's because when we hit record on the cameras, it's getting the previous 30 seconds, 60 seconds before we ever hit record. So that's why it's not that it doesn't record as soon as we hit it. It's you start getting sound the moment that we actually hit play. So you're getting the previous 30 to 60 seconds. All right. Looks like we're doing some sort of traffic stop, maybe. I'm going to rewind real quick. I want to see what we saw here. I see a green light. Oh, travel over the double yellow lines. Did you guys see that?
Yep.
That's what I saw. So maybe that's what drew the attention of the officer. All right, we've initiated our traffic light. Woo! They're all over us. Okay, so just from what I've seen, I would have DWI. Like that's the first thing or distracted driving with a cell phone. Either way, this person's a danger, immediate danger to the public in the way that they're driving. So I am automatically, even as a supervisor, if you tell me what you saw and this is what you saw on these desolate roads, there's nobody out here, I'm going to approve in a pursuit for this one. They're all over the place. We got a lit. I'm trying to narrate. So just behind you, you're not taking off. They are all over the place. Oh, we got a partner right here. They put their hazards on. That's an odd behavior. So there seems to be this thing that people think, like, if I turn my hazards on, I can pull over wherever I want.
Well, that's the get out of jail card and then go all the way back home to their driveway, and then they can't be touched.
Right? Yeah, that's home base.
You made it the base.
That's right. My mom's coming out. Everything's okay.
Unless that's the specific state law where you're at, I've never heard of that earlier. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm pausing it again. I will say this. If you do turn your hazards on, you slow down, I'm going to give you, as a cop, the benefit of the doubt that you're trying to look for a safe place to pull over. However, if I feel like you're in a safe place, I'm going to start getting over the loudspeaker, hey, pull over now. And you better pull over now. So otherwise, I'm going to suspect something else is going on. All right, we've initiated our siren. It looks like we're trying to pit. Does that look like they made contact there? So maybe. It's very low speed. I'm looking on the camera. I can't see what speed they're going. Doesn't appear to be too quick, but they've been lights and sirens on for long enough that this person should be pulling over. Perry Lemley said DUI. That's drunk. What's DUI? There's DWI.
Driver under the influence. Under the influence.
There's driving while under the influence. There's so many different ones in different states. So, yep. Okay, they did pit. That was good time to pit.
Positive.
Oh, you know what I'm seeing? That is a Subaru WRX. That's an all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive.
Very fast.
Very fast, a very well-handled vehicle. So, I don't know what's about to happen, but I can tell you that if that car decides to run, you are in over your head with these SUVs they've got, because that car can move. Guess how I know? Because I've had two of them. I love WRXs. They're one of my favorite vehicles. I had a 2017 WRX, and then I got the 2019 STI. And then my kids got into camping and fishing and all that, so then I got a truck.
So for a year, I had a little two-door Honda Civic Type R, and then I realized I can't fit in this car. But it was a fast little car. I mean, it was a fun little car.
Oh my God, you're way too big for that car. You're too big for a WRX, to be honest. You're a truck guy. It's got to be a diesel or nothing for you, buddy.
Usually in the bed too. Just sit in the bed, and I'll be a lot more comfortable.
What are you driving, Alan?
I'm an excursion guy. So.
Oh, good. So if you got an excursion, I think the last year they made that was 2005, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
How many times has your catalytic converter been stolen?
Yeah, I don't have one. So.
I knew it.
He's in a non-emission county, man, and it's yeah.
My prior career, I was a diesel mechanic, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So before I decided to become a cop, I didn't become a police officer until I was 27. And so up until that point, I worked on car. I actually worked for the city of Lubbock's fleet services. So I put all the cop cars together and all that for several years. Yeah.
Nice. All right, we've got 3 police cars here. I'm curious. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm curious why such a aggressive response, but it makes sense. I'm okay with it. I would be doing the same thing. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. He's not giving a compliant response right now. So for me, I actually really like the angle that officer's at right now. I don't know that I would move any more farther towards the passenger door.
Yep.
I really like this angle. That's a good spot to be in. Pravis just said, I love my VE GTI, but moving to Michigan has been in the garage too much. Hey, I'm from Michigan, brother. I understand. He meant Volkswagen GTI.
Oh. He moved over.
I'm going to go back real quick. I feel like he just tried to do a suicide by cop move. Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what he did. So he's trying to present his hands as though they're a gun. He made his hands into a gun, like, Charlie's Angel style, for those listening, and tried to show him at the officer that I was talking about that had a good angle. The problem is it was probably hard for that officer to see just from all the lights and the angle that he was at. So I'm kind of leaning towards this as a suicide by cop type thing.
The officer on the right did a good job about moving away from being, getting away from his vehicle.
Yep. Yep, that's a bad move.
Hey, go to that other view, Eric. Back it up 10 seconds to where we get our fat faces off of this up to the right, just so we can actually see the occupants in the vehicle. If we can try that.
Okay. Yeah, you're having a hard time. Yep.
Perfect.
Cool.
Hands!
See, he's trying to show his hands like a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Hands up! You're gonna get shot! Put your hands up!
So from here, that may be something to call out if you saw it. I'm not going to speak for this officer. We have a great view here from this camera. That doesn't mean he sees it, but my vibe right away is suicide by cop is what he's going for. And then any furtive movement, it's a common word that I don't even know if it's a real word. Is furtive a real word?
It actually is.
Is it?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
I never
Black
heard
Law's
of it.
dictionary word.
Okay. Never heard of it until I became a cop. And then I'm like, is that like our word or is that a real word? So furtive movement, meaning digging around, starts moving around in a way that makes it suspect for us. So he does start digging around in the back seat. So he's surrounded. Officer's trying to open the door, wants to break the window.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up now!
3 shots fired.
Hey, can we break a window?
Oh,
Put your hands up! Put your hands up now!
yeah, you can't even see in that damn window.
3 shots fired. Does he have a gun? Start reaching for something! Crossfire, moving!
So there's going to be a lot of people that have a problem with that. You didn't see a gun. But I don't have to wait. It's no different. It's no different than somebody squaring up and balling up their fist and clenching their chin, clenching their jaw. And I see all of these things, and I know this person's about to hit me. I don't have to wait for them to swing. I'm going to take them down or hit them or whatever it is. This is the same thing. It is not reasonable. Any reasonable and prudent person that is surrounded by police that just pit maneuvered your car, that are in full uniform, lights and sirens, red and blues, telling you, show me your hands, show me your hands, show me your hands. It is not reasonable for you to start digging around in a quick-like manner in the backseat, ignoring orders, and then expect these officers not to use their handguns. They can't see. You guys just saw in the window the lights, the darked out tint, the fact that he used his hands as pistols.
So
you don't know.
Let me give an analogy that I think some of the people watching will understand. I believe probably most of the people in this room have seen Gran Torino, movie by Clint Eastwood. There's a scene in that movie when he pulls up in his truck, and you've got the producers are trying to show that you got three street thugs, and you have the female that's Clint Eastwood's neighbor, kind of harassing her, pushing her around. And he gets out and he reaches in his pocket and pulls out his finger really quick in the movie. And they're like, oh, that's just a finger. And they said, old man, you better get out of here. And he does it again and then pulls out that friggin' 1911 45. But the reaction is what these officers are getting. If we don't know what's truly going on in the car, what these officers are seeing, he may be trying, like you're saying, suicide by cop, reaching down, pulling that finger up, and just, he's had it with life and he's trying to get these cops to kill him. And I think that's kind of what's going on here. So people have watched Gran Torino. That, I believe, is what's going through at least one or two of these officers' minds. Yeah.
Alan, you got anything to add on this one, bud?
No, I'd agree. I mean, there's so much that we're not seeing to, know what they're actually shooting at.
Yeah. And I think we get more body cams
were made.
Yeah. So John Barker said, trigger happy ? I don't believe so in this from what I've seen so far. And nobody jump on John. He's asking a legitimate question. And I think in this instance, based on, like I said, where they were at, the lights and sirens, all of those factors, like I said, you have to think through the lens of a reasonable and prudent person. A reasonable and prudent person would not do everything that we have seen when you've got a fully uniformed officer, several of them, red and blues, telling you what to do, trying to get you to pull over, and you refuse to do it. They pit maneuver your car, spin you out, and you're still not going to listen? You can't say you couldn't hear. There were no sirens going at the time. Your windows are down. They're surrounding you. They got guns pointed at you that you can clearly see. So a reasonable and prudent person is not going to continue to do what this guy did. And
first off, what's a reasonable, prudent person going to do when lights and sirens get lit up on a traffic stop? I mean, every one of us, it doesn't matter if we are the cop. Like, we all go,
Yeah, pucker factor.
Everybody, like, son of a, what did I do? That's the immediate, like, and if you knew it, you did. It's, I'm an idiot.
Yep. And Ozark Moon said, this is one of many reasons there are window tint laws in most places. And I'm one of those guys. I don't know if I'm unique in law enforcement, but being in Texas, coming from Michigan, I love tint.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, like, I am a big supporter of, like, no regulations on tint. What I'm a big supporter of is when I pull you over, maybe we should make it so that the law states, just like you're supposed to pull over to the right-hand side, you should also roll down your windows.
Yep.
Like, that should just be the standard.
Fun fact in Texas, if you go to your eye optometrist and the sun hurts your eyes, you can get an exemption. Now it's a medical. I mean, it's got to be just, oh, hey doc, the sun hurts my eyes. But at least they do cover that here. So under a medical basis, you can't have that. And everybody, I'm going to tell you, in 21 years, everybody I stopped that had that exemption, I don't know if they had a talk with DPS or whoever when they got it, they have always rolled those windows all the way down. And I have never initiated a traffic stop based on just window tint. It's something else in the traffic code or other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's always rolled it all the way down, and I've never felt.
Yep. Especially me as a cop who's primarily worked most of my career on midnights.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, it isn't your tint that concerns me. It's that you're not listening.
Yes.
Because if your tint is that bad, before I've approached your car, I'm already hailing on the loudspeaker. Hey, roll your windows down for me. Just letting you know. And they will. It's never really been an issue. When they don't, I don't go up there. Call other cops. Hey, I need somebody over here. Stu's not rolling his windows.
Time is on your side. It's your scene. Do it safely. Make sure everybody goes home.
Perspective, guys. It doesn't mean we're right.
Yep.
John Barker said, have 20% around on my SS Camaro, but other states are different. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I live right next door I'm in Texas, but I'm 20 minutes from New Mexico. And so all of the people are traveling to go to Lubbock. And in New Mexico, you can spray paint your windows black. And so it's, pick of the car coming by you, you can pull them over because usually it's the windshield's covered that gets them pulled over.
Yeah,
from our troops.
A Batty Betty said Vegas needs tint, but they have UV blocking stuff that's not too dark. Cool. I'm not going to pretend to know exactly. I just want the heat to stay out. That's the big thing. I don't know if the UV blocking helps as well with the heat.
So this new truck I got, Eric, it's all legal. I didn't go and get on the front window, I got that new clear tint. So it's completely Texas legal. It's clear tint that goes in the front, but it's blocking 90-something%. So it saves the dash. But the big thing is in Texas, when I go open up the big door of my friggin' GMC 2500 now, it's probably 30 to 40 degrees cooler now because I have that front window with that clear tint that's blocking all the UV rays from coming in, and that dude cools down a heck of a lot faster.
Really? Okay, it's good to know.
It's amazing. Most tent shops do it now. It's probably $100 to $200 depending on the style of car you have, but it's so worth it, man. It's clear and it takes all the UV out.
Yeah. And sounds like Betty is with you. And then David Edmonston said, still got to be hard on the officers mentally. Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. Trust me, I don't like dealing with tint. It sucks when I do a traffic stop and I can't see shit, and most people's instinct is to roll down the driver's window. They're not thinking to roll down all the rest of them. Yeah. And you have to walk up there and you're like, fuck, should I have just loud hailed it? And you're like, oh, it's just traffic offense that I pulled him over for. And you battle in your head as a cop. You're like, should I have said something? And by the time that happens, it's too late. You're already up there, and then you're behind the beat.
Case by case, man. I mean, we're gonna pick that approach.
Yep.
And it's tough on those to do a passenger approach sometimes, when the passenger approach is a lot safer. And sometimes you got to get on the PA system, and I've done it, and I don't feel bad about doing it. Hey, do me a favor, roll down all your windows. Usually, when I get out of the car and they see me, they see that I'm a really nice big teddy bear, and I'm not going to cause any harm, and they'll roll them all down for me, and I don't have an issue with them.
Yeah. I was going to say, most of the time, anytime I've asked them to roll their windows down, it hasn't been an issue. And the times that it is an issue, there's already something more there. And I've already figured it out. So I may not have known exactly what it is, but I've already figured out something else is going on. So, but let's keep going. I just want to do a we're on this video for those just listening.
Get out of the car. Hands! Shoot your hands now!
Okay, look at that view.
So I think that's the pit officer's view, correct?
That is. I'm not sure. I know that's the one that I said has a good angle. Mm-hmm. You can't see a fucking thing. So he had no clue that guy was in there doing, the Charlie's Angel fingers towards him. He had no idea.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Your hands up! Hands up! Keep them.
He may, even though the camera shows that he can't see, he may be able to see with his eyes here
Mhm.
because we know that window's down.
Do not move! Hands up, you're gonna get shot! Put your hands up now!
I'm going to guess that he has a good view here. We can hear him trying to start the car again.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Outside open the door.
Blocked. Break window. Put your hands up!
So there's the view. We can tell. We can see the driver.
Put your hands up now!
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
That body cam footage that seals the deal for me. From what he can see, that is not reasonable. The guy was trying to start the car up. He wasn't listening. He did all that crap that he was doing. This officer was on top of the passenger side window, and this guy starts reaching into the back seat. Sorry.
Yep. And fun fact on Subarus, and you probably know as well, Eric, if it detects it's actually in a crash, a collision, it shuts that fuel off. So it sucks if your car's still drivable. The computer in the car will actually shut that fuel pump down until a mechanic goes in there and clears it from Subaru.
Nice. A baddie Betty said, I've been asked to roll down all windows. Second officer had a whole conversation with my toddler. I was like, it's a good stop.
Real good
so, yeah, on this one, I'm okay with this shoot based on what we have. And I give you guys my reason. I told you. It seems like everybody on the board here is okay with it as well. Let's go on to the next video.
Sucks that it had to happen, but
yeah, absolutely shitty. And I'm curious to know why, like what this dude's deal was, but never know what somebody's going through.
Mm-mm.
All right, let's biggie size this. This says suspect attempts to light a. I'm going to assume that means bomb while running from officers. So that's the title. Let's see what happens. Down freeway, maybe going 10 miles an hour at best.
Okay.
Things to consider as we're dealing with this. Traffic on the other side of the freeway is at a dead stop just about. There's a lot of backdrop, so firing your gun is going to be an issue. However, on your side of the freeway, there is not a damn thing around.
Is this a pit? Did he just make contact with that bumper?
Oh, yeah, he's pitting.
Yeah. Okay.
Very slow pit here. If I were to guess, this had been pursued for a while, and they spiked the tires.
Probably have all the lanes blocked off.
Yep.
I think the tires are gone too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they spiked the tires.
No, I don't think so. He's still rolling. I come to the couple slow pits, but not really going quick enough for him to slide out or anything.
Okay, so going through my head, just based on the way that this guy's acting, is the longer this goes on, the less likely I believe that this person is armed with a gun. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just telling you based on my experience from stuff like this. So it's not that I'm taking that off the table, but like there hasn't been any shots fired out the back window, nothing like that.
I was going to say, look at the analytics on that when they usually do, and that's their MO, modus operandi. For those who don't know who that is, they're going to use that pretty quick on. It doesn't mean it's always right,
but
they're going to use that pretty soon.
Yeah, so that's just me. So I might try to pit the shit out of this thing. And here we go. Against the wall. Yeah. Something. All right, it's funny though. You got a fucking clown. be the fast one. What are we looking at here? Okay, they do say bomb. Good communication. Here's what I want to point out. Everybody that's like, cops are just looking to whoop ass. Ain't nobody whooping ass here. It's a takedown.
And this is more than one agency. I mean, look at the uniforms. You probably got state, county, maybe municipal that's in this, and they're all working together as a team to end this.
Yeah, absolutely. Marine Blood said, and I'm back. He's doing well, and whatever pain meds they gave him are working well, better than usual.
Awesome.
Excellent. Glad to hear it, brother. You know, I love doing what we're doing here, but let's talk about the things that are important. So, his family's doing well, man. Good to hear, Marine Blood. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate your service too. Ozark Moon said, "Good news, Marine." And Bad Betty said, "Good news, Marine Blood." So
Semper Fi, brother.
Hell yeah. David Edmondson said, "Shouldn't someone choose to clear the vehicle?" I'm going to guess that this has been going on a minute, just based on my experience, and they know he's the only one in that vehicle.
Marine Blood said, "Take down with Chris Hansen." Sorry, that's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Love it.
Have a seat over here. My name's Chris Hansen.
Right? Yeah. Why don't you have a seat? All right, let's keep going.
Oh, he has like a bomb. Hold on.
Yeah, don't kick it, boys.
Let's just kick that.
Yeah, Sarge. Fucking Sarge be kicking shit.
Suspect threw an IED some sort of explosive.
At least we got this. See, this is why you let your patrol guys handle that shit, Sarge.
Throw it over there behind the tree. It's all right.
Also, let's not tell everybody else what he's kicking, so we can worry about that.
Yeah, I love that he's like, possible IED. Fucking Sarge is like, fuck it, get it out of here. God damn it, Sarge.
We'll be 10-803 on that one.
Oh,
focus on our problem.
My guys, they'll tell me stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, Sarge, we got this charge and done." I'm like, "Oh, we can, yeah." And I'm looking, and I'm like, "What the fuck charge is that?" I don't even know what they're talking about anymore.
Oh shit!
So much different shit out there. A LinkedIn user said IED, improvised explosive device. If I didn't, sorry, the smoke wagon's hitting me, boys. Got the younger. Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier. So I went to the store, and I was looking for Smoke Wagon, of course, and I saw they had their Halloween edition, which is just their basic bottom of the barrel, which is delicious, by the way. I don't want to act like their bottom of the barrel is bad, but their $35 bottle is their Halloween edition right now, so it glows in the dark. It's pretty cool. And then I saw that they had a new thing that I never had before. So I grabbed it, and I grabbed the wrong fucking bottle because I wasn't paying attention. And I grabbed the younger, which I'm used to, which is delicious. It's like probably my favorite part, or favorite flavor they have. And but they use the same damn color on the label, so I got confused. But it is what it is. And then I'm reading through the comments. Sorry, Bad Betty said, "Don't kick it." Yeah, it's probably good advice. Do not kick IEDs. You're probably not supposed to use your radio around them, 500 feet or more.
I mean, let's talk about proper policy on this. I mean, you're going to call on a team. You're going to cordon off the highway, get everybody to exit. Let freaking ATF, somebody that's got a unit. Some large agencies do come out, bomb squad, deal with it correctly so nobody gets hurt. I mean, that's we can sit here and joke all day long about it, but we do know the proper procedures to get rid of something like this so nobody gets hurt.
Yep. Don't pick it up. Don't lick it.
No.
Don't do any of that shit.
Clear the suspect really quickly and get go by ya.
Yeah. And it does not hurt, guys, to ask them, what the fuck is it? What's it made out of? What's it got in it? Start asking them questions.
Yep. And if he's holding something else electric in his hand, the conversation is going to go deeper and get everybody away from that freaking thing. So, err on the side of caution.
I'm just going to play the rest of this out, see what we do. Nobody seems to be in a big hurry.
As soon as you can, back away.
There we go, boys. Did he pick it up?
Maybe.
Call the bomb squad. He threw out an explosive device. He's trying to light it.
Copy. Lock that traffic. Determine to exit 8, please.
Okay, maybe he didn't. It looked like he picked it up, but maybe he's picking up something that dropped off of him. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Share this tab. Biggie size. Viewer discretion advised. Again, guys, we are using Police Activity YouTube channel. They're just the shit lately. All right.
It's not Biggie size, man. It's Texas size.
Texas size. Sorry, I'm used to McDonald's.
Right. I don't think they're allowed to say that anymore.
Right.
Okay, calm down. Everything's being recorded.
Okay, it looks like we just showed up to some sort of domestic. I couldn't tell if they were speaking English or not. It sounded maybe Spanish at first. I couldn't tell. But the whole, it's being recorded. That is definitely a policy thing at this department that you have to let them know. But let's keep going. All right, somebody just called out, careful, he's got a weapon. So immediately I'm drawing my gun. I don't care who says it. Could be a civilian, could be another cop. Drawing my gun. Banning, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, right now it's way too early. Way too early in it to be able to tell. So
yeah. Soldier American said we were talking about Biggie size earlier, and he said, "You mean banning size?"
But, you know, every scenario we run into, is this not what it looks like when you come walking up in the chaos that you don't know what's going on? You know, the guy's got a dog running around, and then, you know.
Ozark Moon said, "Can that be made bigger?" Yep, it can. I can take the chat off. I can make it bigger for you. Shut up, guys.
King 12, start me some units priority.
Okay, absolutely perfect. That's exactly what I would have done. Show up to scene. Somebody's yelling, he's got a weapon. Yeah, call for backup. Hold the air. And what we mean by hold the air is like anybody can chime up on the radio from all over your side of town or whatever you got. When you tell them to hold the air, it prevents other sides of town or anybody else from getting on that's not on the scene.
Hey, drop the...
That noise you heard there, that doody. That's good. That is them closing the channel. doody.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
Oh man, I should be a ventriloquist or something. So that is what they're doing here, closing the channel to let everybody know, stay the fuck off the radio.
Why did every one of us perk up when that happened?
I know, right?
And then every 30 seconds you're going to hear somebody say, "Channel open."
Yeah. No, but can you copy traffic? Copy traffic. No. Is the channel open?
Click.
Motherfuckers. I'm sorry for those that don't get the joke. It's just one of those frustrating things. And I can't even demonstrate it without you being there and living in the moment. So, okay. So for me, I'm this officer right here. I like the idea of keeping a light on him. If I had a weapon mounted light on my pistol, I would abandon the handheld flashlight and go to that. I love that he's shirtless. That usually helps us out quite a bit. And I can't tell if he's got a weapon right now or not, but I'm going to keep him between me and everybody else. I'm going to keep him between that car and everybody else.
Knife! Drop the knife!
Okay, so he's saying specifically. So he sees it. He's telling him, drop the knife. So he sees what this guy's holding. It ain't just any weapon. It's a knife. That's a deadly weapon.
Drop the knife! King 12, I got one at gunpoint with a knife. Drop the knife!
We're well within the 21-foot rule. This is a old school It's not a real rule. For anybody listening that hears 21-foot rule, it's not a real rule. It's a guideline.
It's a 1998 guideline at that.
Yeah. Technically, I think what we're working off of now is 35 to 41 foot.
Yep.
Is the idea. And what that means is that is how quickly this person can close the distance to you and get you with that knife, stab you, before you can get off one shot from a holstered weapon.
Yes.
So our guy is punched out now. He has his flashlight. I'm sorry. He does have a weapon mounted light. I can see it.
Yeah.
So he needs, this is part of his OODA loop is going crazy right now because I bet he's amped up a little bit.
Yep.
But
you can tell he's holding the flashlight with one hand and got the light or got the weapon in the other. So
So that goes into training, guys. You need to be used to that weapons light.
Drop the knife. Put the knife on the ground. Put it on the ground. Drop the knife. Put it on the ground. Drop.
Okay, so he's bleeding from the eye. He's not listening to commands. He is, I'm going to say, within 6 feet. He is very, very close. He has a knife in his hand. He is not listening to a uniformed officer. He's giving clear commands. But again, I don't know if he speaks English. Couldn't tell. Could be a problem. But does that mean that has to be your problem? No.
Well, I think the gun and the light and the police presence, the sirens and everything, I think it's a little bit of a universal language. Maybe if you're holding a weapon with a reasonable and prudent person, regardless of the language, may want to drop the weapon. I mean, and I'm not being a dick, but that's the reality here.
Alan,
even what little bit of Spanish we learned in law enforcement, if you can't, make him understand that he is at gunpoint in a different language, then I think we've already crossed that line for me.
Yeah. This is, I am not going to lie, boys. I may have already pulled the damn trigger on this.
I'm with you on that.
Because you've got citizens. He's walking right at the citizens that were across the street.
Well, what you're saying with the OODA loop.
Yeah. It's just you.
And I'm not talking shit about the agency, but what has the officer maybe had an issue with or training or something like that? And he's like, ooh, I'm not going to let that happen again. But now you're going to have other people involved and you have a fucking responsibility.
Yeah.
Threat. Does it suck? Is it going to stick with you for the rest of your career? Yes. But guess what? You swore in to do it. Let's get the job done.
Yeah. Now,
well, and you don't know what's already happened before we got here. I mean, you show up and you have a car that's got this whole back window. You were called to this house for a reason. Something's escalated, and now this guy's not listening to you with a knife. I mean, there's a whole totality of everything that's going on here.
Yeah. John Barker said 6 times he's been asked to drop the knife. I would pull my gun. And then Dave Edmondson said, expecting rounds. So I'm with you. I am telling you right now, and this is just, I'm not, only based on what I've seen. Like right here is the moment. I'm not letting, my line in the sand is the front of this truck because I know there's people behind me and myself. So I think I have a lot more latitude when I know it's just me, but when it's other people, my latitude is very, very limited.
Well, and when training wise, something we don't think about is terrain. And as he's backpedaling, this guy's coming at you. There's a curb there. And, now he's just adding some other issues that could come, and now that he keeps backing up and you get past that truck, there's so many unknowns. He's getting close to other people.
One of the most deadliest things, and this is for the audience, if you're not aware of this, of police is backing straight up. Backing offline is one thing. Backing at an angle, things like that. That is how officers stay safe, stay offline, stay off the X is one of the common things that we're told. But when you back straight up, that's where you get into trouble. Now, this officer appears to be going off of the X. But for me, like I said, if you can see my mouse, I'm going to say this tire is going to be my line in the sand because I know there's people back here. Right. So I can't let him get any farther. Otherwise, I'm shooting towards those people.
Yep.
Drop the knife. Drop the knife!
Woo!
24, shots fired. Shots fired, shots fired.
Now, everybody's different. For me, and this is not a money. Okay, I want to really preface this, Banning and Alan. Like, I more than likely would have just fired once just to see the reaction and see what I get. That's me. But I don't disagree with what he's doing either. So I'm going to give you what me personally would have done. Then I'm going to give you also what he did. And like, that's how you're trained.
He's falling back to training. So what, people don't understand is when we're at that firing line and that basic firearms instructor is teaching us the very basic to make sure we go home at the night and make sure the citizens go home in the night. And I hate to use this terminology for public, but it's two in the body and one in the grave. If they're going to hurt somebody, we're doing 2 in the body, 1 in the grape. And that's exactly how I was trained in the Marine Corps too. And when I say grape, I mean head. I hate to, I'm not trying to give anybody any friggin' PTS over watching this stuff, but you have got to turn off the neurons. You've got to shut it down to where he doesn't get that knife into somebody. And I hate to say that, but you have to end that. You got to stop that motion right now.
Yeah. Alan, what do you think, man?
I think you got, if you listen to that first fire and then there was a pause and then there was 3 more right after it, I think you got sucked into, what was happening. And, he clearly probably doesn't even remember it. But because it happened so fast.
Okay. From here, it's hard because you're the only officer on scene. So you got to hold what you got. You got to secure the scene. And then once more people get there, then you can start rendering aid. So that's kind of what the next steps would be.
14, 10, make sure 11.
All right. Hey, holster up. Grab your gloves and put them in cuffs.
Okay, you got somebody taking control. You got to remember, guys, if you use your weapon, that's a different thing. Nobody knows how they're going to react to that. And somebody that was able to look from the outside, that I don't believe anybody else fired at the time.
No.
They're able to take command and control.
And so our audience understands we're delivering deadly force to stop a scene, right? As a peace officer. And now what are we doing? We're doing life-saving actions, anything we can do, even though he didn't listen, he's a suspect, he may be guilty on whatever counts. Now we're going to do everything we can to save his life.
Yep.
And that's what we're trained to do. And the movies, the TV shows, they don't portray that enough. We don't. That's the last thing we want to do. When we wake up in the morning, we're like, damn, I hope I get in a shooting this morning. Officers that have that mentality don't last, and they get kicked out of the system. Thank God, because they make us all look bad.
Yep, I agree. So yeah, from here, life-saving measures. I'm kind of scrubbing through. Looks like that's what they're going on to do. Go to the next video here. Share this tab. Biggie size. Play.
There you go, Bubs. There you go. There you go.
Okay, we got canine involved. I can tell you right now, if I'm an officer and canine's involved, I'm staying behind the canine. I'm not getting in front of it.
So can I explain to our audience real quick what that dog's doing?
What the fuck do you know about canine, Banning?
A little bit. I mean, 10 years in it. Anyway, so what this dog is doing right now, he's looking for what's called other than scents. Now, I don't know because I haven't read this call. I don't know the details of it. They may have started what's called a track, and that's called a ground disturbance track. So the human, we don't know this as humans, but when you step on grass and you're walking through a park and you're going through the woods, each time you break a branch, you break a blade of grass, a dog can detect that change of smell from breaking the grass in half, breaking a rose, breaking whatever foliage that's there. And he is also smelling for new scent, which is called down cone. So if he's downwind, he may get human scent that's not in the group with him, and he'll alert. Now, I've never seen this video, but that's a properly trained canine, and that's what they're doing with this dog.
Excellent. All right, sir. Let's keep going.
He picked up a perimeter proximity alert by a fence line. We covered the fence line. We're parallel on Ashland, just trying to fight our way through the woods. Come on. Ron, his fur folder. He picked up a proximity alert. Yeah, it's right along our track. Ooh.
There he is.
All right. Looks like we're the dogs is notifying on the car that's parked in the middle of.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah. My pucker factor would have been through the roof knowing that the dog just hit on this car in the middle of nowhere. And so for me, because I can't see into this vehicle at all, it looks like it's been abandoned in the woods for a while.
And you have that moisture across all the windows, so it's worse than cement. There is zero friggin' visibility into that car.
So I am going to probably, for me, I'm going to back off and start loud hailing. You know, get out of the vehicle, whatever it is. If you don't, the canine's going to be released or whatever. Try to bluff him out of there. I shouldn't even say bluff him. I will release the damn dog if you don't.
Sheriff's Office canine. Anybody in here? Announce yourself. Get there. Good boy, dude. Hey, get a gun barrel in there. Get a gun barrel in there if we got to break the window. Clear this one too. Watch the crossfire.
Oh my God. The country boy
mentality. On the driver's side, guys. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to do it on the driver's side.
Country boy mentality here. Not exactly how me as a city cop would do it, but hey, I understand that everybody's training is a little different. And when you're out there in the county lines and you don't have a whole lot of people, maybe
I look like I'm related to that guy on the other side of the car.
I was going to say.
Hey, come out. Come out. Come out. Come out. Talking about this. Talking about this.
Yep. You had opportunity. You didn't listen. I'm going to let the fucking dog go. So, Gregory Turner, I'm with you, buddy. He said, I really don't like this. I don't either. They handled this very loose.
This is a fatal funnel. You guys hear this on TV shows and on cops, and this is a fatal funnel. It's the unknown opening that door up. You have that dog with you. You've got a firearm. You've got an officer on the other side. If shots ring out, you guys are on the other sides of the car. So if both officers are firing, understanding that friendly fire or blue on blue, somebody could possibly get hit, and it's a scary freaking situation.
Fucking Marine blood. We're not overseas, bro. We can't throw frags over here. All right, man.
The Geneva Convention does not do anything for us here.
Right. CRM 1174 said not crossing in front. It depends. If I can't see into any of the other windows, the front windshield is probably going to be the one that I rely on. I'm not going to cross directly in front like that guy did. I will back well off, and try to see if I can see into it from a distance, because the windshield is probably your best shot.
You're at least going to have your rifle up, though. Like, you're not going to be taking a nap with it.
Absolutely.
When we're walking up to that, see anybody that's worked with dogs, the second that their indicator goes off, his ears perked up 25 feet away from that car. We knew there was something in that car. That moment should have told every officer that was in the front approach that you need to have your guns up. There's something going on. It may not have been in that car. It could have been in the woods, but your sense of awareness has to rise.
Yeah. Fucking Marine Bloods. No mortar strikes either. Rat.
they tend to frown on that here, man. It makes front page.
Fire for effect. No, you can't do that, bro. Ozark Moon says it was juveniles, where the officers may be a bit more too relaxed in this situation. That's if they knew it was juveniles.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's we can't even comment on that.
I don't know. I don't know what they knew.
The top says Florida deputies capture 4 juvenile inmates who choke guard unconscious
before
before
So
escaping.
okay, I would
Yeah.
say probably likely they knew it was the juveniles then.
Right.
So okay, yeah, fair. Those are
Might have been like a JDC, something
you
like
might be
that.
right. They may have been a little more hesitant simply because of they knew that they were juveniles. You might be right. I might have been that way. Did the canine go around to the passenger side? I couldn't tell.
I think so from the way that door opened.
I'm gonna go back just for you. Let's
I think
see.
the officer carried him.
Hey,
Yeah,
come
maybe
out!
that other
Come out!
officer.
Come out! Come out!
Yep.
Talking about it! Talking about it!
He's a good boy.
Good boy! Lethal, two in the car! Two in the car! Get out! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
He's a big juvenile. There's a banding size juvenile.
Get on the behind your back. Behind your back.
Okay, things to point out. They're not getting their ass beat.
Nope, they're complying. So this is outstanding. This is so far it's a great ending.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. The first kid. Yeah, unfortunately he got dog bit, but they weren't listening. They didn't make themselves known. Somebody's got to be the example so the rest of them learn. Not that it's a learning point, but it is what it is. It's what they got. So I'm going to go to the comments real quick. Pravis said, I think they were directly chasing from an escape. My assumption was that they didn't have a chance to get armed, but they did have their rifles out. So who knows?
And that's what it is. It's a who knows scenario. So you're going to come in with the force that you can answer with if, in fact, they did arm up. So that's kudos to the officers. And yeah, they may be in a rural nowhere where I used to work in my last agency. And you've got to come in with the tools so you don't have to, hey, let's pause this scene. Let's call in SWAT. No, bring in the tools you need now. Canine was a great thing on this. I bet you, if you look up this call and do some forensics on it and find out, they will never do this again.
Yeah, I bet there was a lot of after debrief and learning how they could have worked this call better.
You bet.
Ocean Girl said, "Who's a good dog? He's a good dog. He's a good dog." Ward just got here. Damn, Ward, you're late, bro. What's the deal? You're usually
this is the first time that guy's late. He's usually got the first comment up.
I know he's usually the first one here and goes, "I'm late. What I find? What I miss?" But he's usually the first one there. Okay, let's go to the next one here.
Another one.
Boom. Okay, this one says wounded officer shoot out on a home invasion.
Hey, with your hands!
Okay, so as we're entering this house on a potential home invasion, I see I'm gonna guess a female. It looks like a female's on the ground. So.
With your hands! With your hands! Come here, sweetheart! Come here! There's another
Okay, so she's saying there's another person, there's another male. I couldn't tell what she was saying. Like she's pointing. So for me, my gun's gonna be up. I'm gonna be on every.
You're clearing the house. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I am clearing this house. I am trying to secure it. My assumption is going to be if this person is on the ground here, everybody else is not supposed to be in this house.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
If you got enough officers, I would say extract. Get her out.
Yep. Get her out.
Get her out of there and finish your friggin' job. Find out. We don't know if she's a friendly or not. I mean, she's obviously being friendly. She may be the homeowner, but you've got to treat it as a cautionary on every single one of these.
But we're only maybe 10, 15 seconds into this call.
Yep.
Oh, shit. We got shots fired already. So 10, 15 seconds in, I kind of saw somebody for a second. I don't know what I saw. Oh, he's hit. Okay, so our officer's hit. All right, he's in pain. So I'm gonna guess he didn't get hit in the vest. He got hit somewhere else. He's on his ass. His gun is still, well, it was for most of that, was still up in the fight and it was aimed at that hallway. I'm gonna go back because I thought I saw something, but I wasn't sure what I saw.
Who's your hand? Come
Okay, so she. Oh shit! I just fucked up my mic too. Give me a second, guys. Just
Don't break that
up.
new camera, man. Jeez.
I just broke my mic. I think. All right, I think stay. Okay, I think I got it. I think I fucked my mic up for real. My mic stand. I didn't. That's her hand. That's her hand. She's pointing off to the right, like down that hallway, and that's where I saw the shadow. So,
I think there was something in the mirror or something down that hallway. Like
right here, you're about to see somebody cross that hallway. Watch this.
Yeah, that's what I think happened. Somebody pops out in that hallway. So right here, his gun is up. I love the instincts. He's already ready to go. Yep, there's the person. Okay. So that person must have came up just firing. Because boom, boom, boom. Yep, right there. So we've already got 3 shots out. Our guy didn't have a chance. By the time he was able to assess whatever the fuck that was, he's already being fired at. Boom. I think he's returned fire. So fucking gangster on him. He's on his ass. He's putting rounds down range.
Yep.
Kudos, man.
I'm trying to see where that lady went because she was sitting right there.
I think this is her right there.
Hopefully, hopefully she's going to cover.
I think she unasked. Just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, one of the comments down, Gregory says something about entering the house. It does seem like the other officer gets sucked into something after he goes past that lady. So, yeah, they get separated.
Yeah, a little bit, but that's
what happens every time.
Most of the time, guys, on anything like this, there's never anybody there. Yep. Never. So you come in, and even when the person's all worked up, you get there and you search and you don't find shit. So that doesn't mean, and I'm trying to be very cautious on what I say here. This is common for what happens to cops is we get complacent because how many times have we shown up, somebody's frantic and there ain't shit.
No.
Already passed. This is so rare. What we're seeing right now, that is so rare. So this is why we train the way we train way up here.
Of these calls.
Yeah. You train way up here. So when you do relax a little bit, you're at least here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading through the comments. Marine Blood said the officer stayed in the fight. This officer was the only one hit, I believe, other than the bad guy. Okay, beautiful. I'm loving the fact that maybe we already know that the bad guy got hit. Partner is chasing the other guy into the kitchen. Okay, that makes sense. And then Soldier said $30 bottle of Eric's favorite bubbly, $300 mic with a ding in it. Worth it? Hey, this mic is $100. This is a $99 Rodecaster pod mic, sir. My really good mic, my Shure SN7B or whatever the hell it's called, that was donated by the company called NICE, N-I-C-E, which is a law enforcement company. Shout out to them. I use it when I can. I don't want to break it. I don't want to ruin it. But the problem is when I have somebody else on the podcast, I want our mics to sound similar and the same. And I can't do that if I don't have 2 of them. So
right.
I don't use it that often. Alan gets it. Alan still does this stuff, audio and video stuff for a living. So he's been able to help me out with that. But anyway, yeah, that's why. So shut up. I ain't breaking my mic. 1 in 10,000 shit in 1 second. Yeah, Thomas, you're fucking right, man. Absolutely. I think the bad guy got hit. I don't remember for sure, says Marine Bloods. And Greg said, I'm sorry. I see it as a chief of my department, but I do see it as an officer side as well. So I hope you have my understanding in it as well. Rushing does happen at time to time. I think we really tend to get sucked in when we have a victim right there. You've got a potential home invasion with a victim. So
The vacuum effect that happens on this.
Yeah.
The unknown around these corners, and patrol officers are so quick to I'm going to go check this side. You go check that. No, hell no. bring it back over here. Let's methodically go through this house. Let's get this lady out to somebody else, or go sit by our cars, and let's go through this house. Where now that's an ideal situation. It doesn't always get trained as that across the country, and that's unfortunate.
Right.
Eric and I, and Al, I'm sure we've had more advanced training on some different things, and this may or may not happen to it, but it could happen to us the same exact way, because we go to so many of these things and it's nothing. They're gone. They've stole something. They had a gun, and now we're doing the cleanup squad. We're taking care of the victim. We're itemizing everything. We become crime scene, et cetera, et cetera. Then this shit breaks out. But this is that rare instance.
Yeah.
And
I can tell you right now, I'm this cop. I would have been sucked in. I would have been in there. I'd have been like, all right, like pumped that I got to go help somebody, and then was totally not expecting the bad guy to still be in there.
You as a first line supervisor too, so you got your paper sheet officer there. He's doing his thing, and you're there to assist in whatever he needs. You're being that true supervisor, and then boom, this shit goes down in a millisecond, and it's holy shit, man.
Absolutely. Let's keep playing. Let's see what happens. All right.
There's
For
obviously
me,
a kid in that house too.
And this is what I want to get across to officers out there. Stay off your fucking radio. I don't know where this comes from, because I was never trained this way. I think it comes from videos when we see this stuff. The instinct is to immediately get on the radio and let people know you're shot, that you fired shots, whatever it is. You have to handle business.
Yep. And what Eric's saying, just so y'all guys understand, is do work. Make sure nobody else gets hurt, but do work so you can go freaking home at the end of the day. Then you can let dispatch know what's going on. And it's all going to be in the report. So freaking do work and get home.
Yep, absolutely. CRM 1174 said, I love the perspective of your show. Different views from different experiences from various areas. I'm not leaving my partner. We're clearing together. I like it. What I like is he didn't just drop and sit there. Yep. He moved. So no matter where this bad guy is, the last place he saw him, now he's got to figure out where the cop went. Now, he may be able to logically figure out that he went off to the left-hand side of this hallway. But when shots are being fired and your adrenaline's rushing, you might not be thinking logically. This officer got offline and gave himself the best chance of survival. I love it. It's perfect. Gun still in the fight. He fucked up and knows it, but he doesn't care. He's still holding what he's got. If I were to guess, he's either been shot through a nerve or he's been shot through a bone, because he's not getting back up.
I'm shot.
Smoke alarms are going off in the gunfire. My guy's still sitting with his gun trained on that hallway. There's going to become a point in time where you got to start worrying about self-care.
Yep.
But that hallway is not secure yet.
But let's look at reality, Eric. I mean, this guy that just shot at cops, he may be looking at an exit. So right behind him is that entry door they came in.
He may be able to flank him.
Obviously somebody got on the radio. I'm sure dispatch knows she's doing her, or he's doing his damnedest to get, to rain back up there. But you've also got to worry behind you. This dude goes out a fucking window and comes around behind and plugs another round. You don't have that coverage. Yes, we know that he was shot through that hallway, and we're going to put as much coverage as we can. And I'm not doubting this officer. He's probably an amazing freaking cop, man. He's going through some shit right now on the floor. Hopefully he survived all this. But think about that. This dude may go out a fucking window and circle back around and plug a couple more times and go run on foot or to a vehicle or however he got there. I mean, it's freaking home invasion. So
the whole reason why you've been called to the house is because there's somebody in danger.
Yep.
And he can continue to hear a baby screaming in the background. He's still wanting to go to the fight.
Yep. And
absolutely,
from everything, all his actions, I can tell he's still in it. fucking hats off to this guy. You can see the blood on the ground.
Yep.
My man is in it to win it.
Fuck!
Those aren't moonsaults that off down line on the vest. No, that's the smoke alarm.
My leg. Right leg, got tourniquet?
Whew. I don't like that.
Fuck no.
Sorry, buddy. I'm not giving you mine.
Yeah. My man just blindly. Guys, don't get fucking sucked into seeing your partner down on the ground.
I mean,
Like
he just walks
his gun at the
straight
throat.
across that fatal funnel. I know he loves his partner. We all do that. So for everybody that's watching, we want to go take care of our partners. We want to take care of all the victims first and then take care of our partners. But walking across that fatal funnel where rounds just came out.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I mean, that's a big deal, man.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep playing. This is a long video. It's about 10 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm going to fast forward when I can, but I want to kind of see how this right here plays out.
Oh, shit!
There you go. Good. You like it? No! No! Lord! Oh my God. The threat's the hallway. You got to keep a gun down there. I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback. I'm just doing what we're doing in the video. But this is not how I would. I have to take care of myself. I'm self-aid buddy Karen, and I've got nothing to protect the hallway that I got shot from.
Well, the only thing I will say is maybe the baby's over there. Maybe he's seen the baby that we keep hearing cry.
That's fine.
So,
but if that baby's not shot, I need to keep my gun on the threat.
no, I agree with that. I'm just saying maybe he's going back to that side of the house because I don't like that he's even leaving his partner,
Soldier American said, bright red blood on the floor, tourniquet placement on your kit is important. Stay in the fight. Good for the officer. CRM said, oh, Jesus, where is he going? That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then Gregory Turner said, Banning, you're right. We had some jump out back window in a mobile home. We did a warrant on. Thank the Lord we had Ranger watching outside as he was jumping out the window with a gun, but my Ranger stopped him. Beautiful.
And unfortunately, the reason I say that is I've been on the scene for in 21 years, probably 3 of those where the POS jumped out a friggin' window, and you don't think about that when you're in the heat of the moment. You focus on this, and we've got, so everybody understands, we have blinders on. It doesn't matter how many years you have on. If you just got hit from that friggin' doorway, you've got what's called blinders on. You're trying to do breathing. You're trying to do like a pursuit, and you're trying to open that field of view. You're hearing everything up. If there's a lull in the action, you may be communicating like, I need a fucking ambulance. If you have the time and you're not trying to plug a hole, etc. But this dude may jump out a window. So I appreciate him making that comment very much.
Yeah. What happens, and if you want to get into the scientific terms of this, it's called auditory and ocular exclusion. So what happens is when you hit that fight or flight response, and I guarantee this guy's got the fight or flight response going on, everything just turns into this. And so you are not thinking like us sitting here watching this video and making decisions and doing what we're doing. So easy. Why? Because we're not actually any threat. So that's the difference between, and this is why when you're looking at qualified immunity and all that stuff and you're trying to make decisions for what you're watching on video, you got to remember this is how you have to judge the way that you think about what you're seeing. This guy just got shot.
This would have been a good one for Vaughn. I would love to hear his comment on this.
Yeah.
Force Science. I mean,
Vaughn Clean from Force Science, guys.
Amazing. Yes.
Yep. Very good. Raphael jumped back on. He said, not gonna lie, training flies out the window when you have shit flying south. Just gotta remain calm and focus. Easier said than done. Not wrong, sir. 100%. Not wrong. And CRM said, once you clear, drag your guy out. Yeah, I'm with that too. I feel like they were pulling back and forth because you have your victims over here, but your partner's down here. So very hard. Ocean Girl said, how do you deal with adrenaline afterwards? It depends on what you mean. It is a great question. It depends on what you mean by afterwards. There is no afterwards right now. We're still in it. So for me, it's focusing on the threat, staying in the fight. I'm not even worried about my wound. Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. That's what makes me think he either got shot through a nerve or he got shot through a bone, because he's not getting up. So
hypothetical, just to go into what Ocean Girl said, doing it as long as I have, and it's not very long when you look at the perspective of how many officers worked for so many years, 21 years, and I've gone to several priority one calls. If I was, and you say that a million times, if I was this guy, this is what I would do. Once the scene becomes cold, the suspect is neutralized, either arrested, weapon removed, then that blood pressure starts slowly coming down. I mean, and it's a process. And I'm going to tell you right now, every priority one call that I've been on similar to this, I've gotten the best sleep of my life that night, meaning my body will literally completely shut down. I'll sleep for 8 hours, which doesn't happen very often as a cop or a firefighter or a dispatcher or somebody with a stressful job. It doesn't even have to be a first responder. But that's what happens is your body has got to repair mentally and physically. And part of that is, the big part is that sleep. So just to answer that question.
Excellent.
And I think that's also different from where you were working before banning to similar to where I'm at to where Eric's at, and how long we're holding the scene. You know, banning, thinking about going into this house, how many times did you actually have 2 officers in the middle of the night to go to this house in the middle of nowhere versus having backup coming? Currently in this, the deputies in the county I'm at, it can be 30-minute response time.
Oh, same with me. So when I was at Jack County, and I can say that because I can give a crap less. The rules on that, it'd be an hour and a half, sometimes to 2 hours if I was going to a family violence call. But we have done, we took an oath. So if I'm the only deputy on, or my partner's the only deputy on, and he's going out there, he's going to address that situation by himself. Unfortunately, if there's not a deputy, because there's lives in there, the lives are at stake. So a lot of times in Jack County, they got to go in by themselves, and that not just Jack County. I'm speaking, preaching to the choir. It's all over Texas, Potter County, everywhere. That happens, and unfortunately, we don't always have backup, and we've got to go in there and take care of the situation, and that makes that PTS so much worse for those deputies. I mean, it just does. So
it just draws it out, and that so now you're holding that scenario and the emotions part of it for that much longer. And so it just changes the challenge there. Not that it's any worse if you were in a city where you have backup, but it just, dealing with that and just hoping, your backup's coming.
And I came from, just so you know, I came from an agency in the DFW area, and I can say it's Haltom City. It's about a 100-man department. And if I ask for help on the radio, I'm going to get adjoining agencies from Fort Worth, North Richland Hills, Watauga, Richland Hills. It's going to rain police pretty friggin' fast if somebody needs something. But out in the county, I wasn't used to that. It took me about a year and a half to get used to the fact of, hey, I need help, and nobody says anything because my radio's not even working. I got to go back to the car because I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, and hey, I need help, and the dispatcher hears, help, please, because we don't have the coverage out there. And then you're like, okay, they're going to start paging people, sending out smoke signals, but I've got to do what I can in this situation until the end of it. So, I mean, that's rural Texas. And that's not just, that's all over the country in the rural areas. And that's sad.
And that's, I'm sorry. That's what most people don't see when you see all these videos of cops, and those are best case scenarios. The situations that happen in America day in, day out are not best case scenarios.
Right. And I love to see that. So CRM 1174, Eric just threw that up there. When you say help, it's literally an army coming, and that's where it needs to be at every agency. But unfortunately, tax dollars, population, the politics behind it, you don't always get that. I don't know how many times that I needed help or another deputy needed help, even if I was off, if I got that page, Deputy Schmuckatelli needs help on it. You know, you're getting dressed out, you're going as fast as you can, hop into your unit, and you're running code 3. It may take you an hour and 10 minutes to get there running 130 miles an hour, but you're coming and you're trying. And I blame a lot of it on the border because a lot of our troopers that back us up on calls, they're now doing border and state capital rotations to where they were our backup in a lot of this. And same with our game wardens. They've got to go do border rotations, capital rotations. So it's like, holy shit, we need more cops like you wouldn't believe right now across the state of Texas, at least. And that's all I can speak on is Texas.
Yeah. Well, right now my son's a deputy he's out on shift right now.
Oh, that's scary shit, man.
Yeah, there's eight deputies for the county, and his partner is in bed, and there's 6 to 6. And so when he comes in, his partner goes out, and so if he needs backup, he's calling the person from bed.
And you and I haven't spoke online, but I'm pretty sure you know who Brian Thomas is.
Yes.
He's a good friend of mine up in Potter County. That's an amazing organization. He wants amazing things for the citizens and law enforcement up there. But I'm about to be reserve up there. But it's great area up there, man. Great law enforcement presence. They're trying to do the right thing.
I'm just south of Lubbock in Terry County.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an important thing to point out. And when we watch videos and people are like, why the fuck did the cop respond that way? One of the things to consider that we don't have the perspective of unless you've talked to people is backup is 20 minutes away. Backup's an hour away.
I would love for backup for me to be 20. Now, when I say for me, but when I was in that rural setting and dispatch were to come over and I could actually hear it if I was close to my car and they're like, Sweatland backup's, 20 minutes away. They're en route. I know they're running code. They're already dressed out and they're ready. 20 minutes to me as a deputy in Jack County was like, oh, thank God. I've got 400 rounds in the car. I can deal with what I got until he or she gets here. And then they're going to have that many rounds as well. So people are like, dude, you seriously carry 1,000 rounds in your car? And I'm like, you have no idea.
Right.
I like to work as a rural deputy. And there's a lot of municipal cops in big areas like Dallas, Houston, Austin that carry. And I praise that, Eric. I praise you. You have no idea how fast it's going to go bad. And if you don't have that shit in your car ready, you may die going, oh, my go fast bags in my freaking office or my podcast room. And I could have done this and this and this. So Eric, I know you, I know how prepared you are. I know the training you do on the side. And I wish every officer did what you did, man. And I push that on social media.
That's the thing is what I'm trying to get the public to understand that doesn't do this job, or even some city cops that take it for granted and doesn't fully understand the extent of backup when it comes to people outside of municipality. Is for me, if I got to wait 4 minutes for backup, I'm freaking out. Like that is that's an eternity to me. I am so used to having backup right here, right now. Like if I call for backup, I can hear their sirens the moment I call. That is my reality where I am. That is what it's like to be in a major city. When I call out for backup, I can usually hear the sirens. Yes. Now, on the outskirts of the city, for anybody that gets stuck way out, now where I'm at, I think it's roughly 396 square miles. It's a huge area. So it's not like, everybody's got backup waiting 4 minutes away. Sometimes you do have to wait 20 minutes. It just depends on where you are at. But for people that aren't used to this, that don't understand, when you're in a knockdown, drag out fight, just hands on. We're not even talking a gunfight.
Right.
Minutes are it's an eternity.
Look at these comments on the right. So Marine Blood said, I thought I heard somewhere that some departments won't allow go bags, which is dumb. So I can echo that. With my following on LinkedIn, I get sent messages from Canada, the UK, Maine, California, and some of those departments do have those rules to like what we issue you. You have your gun your 2 mags, your AR with 1 mag, your shotgun with 1 tube full and patrol ready. That's what you get. You will have backup if you need any more. And to me, what happened in California, the Bank of America robbery back in
that taught us.
So that was a turning point for law enforcement to say we need more high power weapons, and God bless the officers that dealt with that call, first of all, because I sat there, dissected that entire and watched it and cried and holy shit. And they were the turning point for probably 60 to 70% of the agencies across the country. Like, we've got to start training these officers with ARs. We've got to have stopping power. So the kudos to what that call happened with the national coverage that it did. But for them to start tightening up on people saying, why are you carrying 5 tourniquets and why do you have 5 extra mags that you're paying for out of your own pocket? This is ludicrous. You can't do that. If they had a state rep or a union or CLEAT or TMPA, they have got to come start speaking in that state of, no, this officer's got to come home. They've got to take care of the victims on scene. They've got to do this. Because when I was on patrol, I had anywhere between 12 and 15 tourniquets and probably close to 1,000 rounds with the 3 weapons I had in the car. And when you look at the reality of that, that's not a lot. If you're sitting in a bunker position, you're dealing with several people on a call that are firing rounds down range, and you got to do something for an hour and a half to 2 hours till backup gets there. That's a small piece of the pie. And I mean, seriously, think about it. Think of the worst case scenario. If you're ready for that worst case scenario, let that officer be prepared for that. It's literally weight in a bag on the passenger floorboard or wherever they have it locked up in their car, maybe a safe in the back, whatever, depending on their department of policy. But let them start carrying that stuff. If you're not, it's on you. If you have a death, it's on friggin' you. If the stuff that they had in that bag could have saved a situation. And I'll get off my soapbox on that.
I want to point out in the audience, we've got Bellum Canine. If you guys don't know who Bellum Canine is, one, it is a military brother of mine from the Air Force. And 2, he was on Presidential Air One protection with Canine. So, yeah. And recently, he is a Texas boy, believe it or not, trains here, makes wonderful canine dogs for private, for police, for anybody. But recently, he has moved to the DFW area.
Outstanding.
I mean, recent. So now he's set up in Houston. He's set up in all these different parts of Texas, and he has just come to the DFW area. So you are looking to get your canine trained, Bellum Canine.
Yeah, Bellum. If you're on LinkedIn, dude, reach out to me. I'll help you however I can, man. That's freaking awesome.
Yep. Guys, check him out. I promise you won't be disappointed. I know recently he got hooked up with somebody that's been on the show recently, Kyle Rittenhouse. And Kyle has he has a PTSD emotional support dog, and he also has a Malinois that I believe is going to be a protection dog. And I'm pretty sure Bellum Canine is going to be the one that is training that. So make sure you guys check them out. Go look at Bellum Canine. Check out my buddy Shane, who owns it, and let him know 2 Cops 1 Donut sent you. See what you guys can figure out, and I promise you won't be disappointed. And yeah, it would have been nice if we had Shane here a little earlier talking about canine stuff. But let me go through the comments here. Marine Blood said, should be, that's unacceptable. Here are twice as many rounds and mags as you bought for yourself. Perry Lemley said, I was limited to 45 rounds of 9mm. When I had a shotgun, I carried 10 rounds of double-up buck. Bellum Canine, woot woot. Soldier American said, badass. Bellum Canine, USAF. Love it. And then Perry said, I had a Long Beach, California cop that carried 5 1911 pistols and 8 spare mags. Holy shit. That is prepared as fuck right there, Perry. Sebastian Lar said, do not forget that the totality of the Washington, D.C. and all the corporation states are all null and void, defunct de facto, because the 14th Amendment has never been ratified lawfully. Plus, what the fuck does that mean? What is it?
Break that down a little bit, brother, and bring it back to us so we can answer on that a little bit better.
Yeah, give me a second here, because I'm not going to lie. I got to look up what the 14th Amendment is. I can't remember that one off the top of my head. Guarantees the rights, liberties of citizens, including formerly enslaved people. Citizens grant citizenship to all people born naturalized in the United States. Equal protection. Requires states to provide equal protection laws to all citizens. Okay. Due process. Requires states to provide due process of law before depriving anyone of life, liberty, or property. And then voting gives government the power to punish states that restrict citizens' rights to vote. Okay. And before you even start jumping on my case about anything, listen, I don't have all the amendments fucking memorized. I had somebody check me on the Third Amendment recently. The Third Amendment. I don't deal in the Third Amendment. I will tell you the ones I deal in all day long.
Second, fourth, fifth.
Yep. Thank you. But the Third Amendment, I was like, I'll get back to you. Oh, quartering soldiers. I'm like, sorry, not something I really deal with a whole lot. But
not still donuts.
You better not steal donuts. Like
we paid for them all, man. Yes,
right. But Sebastian, I'm not going to be the guy, Sebastian, that just throws you out on the streets. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to see where your mind's at and see if we can't reach common ground on something.
So everybody knows, I'm about to send Eric an email. It probably needs to be 2 cops, a dozen donuts now since I'm on it.
No, it's just that jumbo donut.
Yeah, just every time Eric and I try to share a donut, I'm still hungry. So
he said, because the 14th Amendment has never been ratified lawfully. Plus, I'm not sure where we're going with that, but I'm going to go with what came in 14th Amendment. Thou shalt not steal donuts. Yep, absolutely. Perry said, Bellum, Soldier American, Bellum, make sure you put up here what your website is. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up myself. Bellum Canine. God, you guys, you have no idea what you're going to get into with Bellum Canine. When I'm talking like top of the line training, I'm talking, my man has had overseas contracts. My man's trained completely other countries and their canine programs, protected the president of the United States here, and knows his shit when it comes to dogs. I mean, it isn't just, don't feel like you have to have a police dog to go get trained with this guy. You guys can have, a golden doodle and want to train to sit, stay, healed. Like that is what you're going to get from him. There's no shame in his game, so to speak. You're going to get good stuff, but I got the website up here right now. Look at the logo. This is exactly what you're going to be getting. And like I said, I believe he's about to train Kyle Rittenhouse's personal protection dog. So
let me ask Bellum a question, and I've never spoke to Bellum. Let me ask you your thoughts, and you may have or may have not heard of this, but it's called Lear Loft Idle Motion. And I'll give you the ending in one sentence of your dog biting the neighborhood kid for bouncing a ball. So look up Lear Loft Idle Motion. Let me know. Hit me up on LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, and let's have a conversation on that, because I've actually testified in court on Lear Loft Idle Motion. I'm curious on what you've heard or what you've been taught, because I love talking to canine guys about it.
Excellent. T Ward said the 21st is the best. That's right. I'm reading. Pravis said that's right. To hot coffee before having to talk to people. Marine Blood said, just add bacon to donuts. Yeah, if you've never had a maple bacon donut, you've not lived. I'm just telling you. Banning said 2 donuts for everyone else. Sebastian Lawyer said Malinois are great too. I will definitely give Banning your phone number for sure, sir.
I'll give you a call tomorrow, brother.
Hell yeah. Shane, if you're not familiar, Banning is my other side of the 2 Cops 1 Donut now. So he's absolutely fully fundamentally a part of what we do here. But let me get back to the videos. Where were we? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Okay. I'm going to share the screen. Boom, 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 boom. I know we haven't finished this video, so I want to get in. All right. My recommendation. I'm not saying it's always easy. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Don't let the enemy know that you're in pain, that you're hurt. Don't give them any advantage. But with that said, I've never been shot. So I don't know what the fuck he's going through, and I can't even begin to try to tell him not to keep his mouth fucking yapping.
I've been shot at and never shot.
I've been shot at, but I've never been shot, and I never had the opportunity to return fire.
That's right.
We got one in custody inside. They'll wear it out.
Oh, okay. He just said we got one in custody inside right now. So
that's in the back room?
That's in the back room. That makes a lot of sense now. That's why he went back. That's a fucking impossible position to be in.
It is. You don't have a command set up. I mean, this shit happened, and we're playing dominoes, man. I mean, you got to deal with what you got.
Alan, what has been your experience
for that person now?
Yes, thank you. Okay, go down that rabbit hole, Alan. Tell us what you know about when you've got somebody in custody.
So now you have become ownership of that person, even more so than that child crying off and still in the house because you put them, they can't protect themselves. And so once they're in custody, they're your responsibility.
Your sound was breaking up. I think I had to Was this sound breaking up for you, Banning?
Yes, sir. Yep. I think you're good now.
Are we back? Okay. So once you come in custody, you have ownership of that person because you've taken their ability to protect themselves away. So even more than the child or the mom that's in that house, you have responsibility of that person to protect them even more so than yourself at a certain point.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's keep going.
Hey, King.
God, this is a shitty position to be in as the officer that isn't hit. I just want you guys to understand that, like, you are so fucking torn. You've got your victims over there. You've got a suspect over there. Meanwhile, you're trying to find out if your buddy's okay.
Yep.
You know he's hit. You threw him your tourniquet. He hasn't even applied it yet. Like, this is a shitty fucking spot to be in.
There's a bunch of towels over there.
There we go. I love that.
That's a good cop. Let me tell you. Let me tell the watching public right now that's seeing this.
Awesome.
I want to buy this motherfucker a steak.
Absolutely.
He just drugged this suspect out from a fucking home invasion. His partner's been shot. And he's like, stand by to fucking stand by. I'm going to apply a tourniquet on my partner real quick. And I'm going to take this POS that just interrupted this friggin' family's life. What's supposed to be protected in America. And the motherfucker. So, Eric, we've got to find this dude. I guarantee you my company will buy his whole department a steak for these actions right here. Sorry.
Listen,
I'm getting a little
you have got a steak dinner on 2 Cops 1 Donut. I will pay for it out of my own pocket.
We'll split it, brother.
Listen, we don't make money on this podcast.
No, we'll split that shit.
I promise you guys, I am going to buy this guy's. You get me his name.
Yeah.
I got a steak dinner for him.
Yep.
I'm actually going
Fuck yeah.
to be down at that department next week.
Oh, that's motivating, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. Alan, when you do, let us know, man. For sure.
That's HIS. That's
Let us
Houston.
know.
That patch is Houston. So.
Oh, that's Houston. Okay. I know some Houston guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I will Monday morning quarterback a little bit. Angle your boy so he can keep covering the hall while I render aid. Now, the likelihood is that guy's not going to pop out of the hallway.
That's Houston. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Home invasion in Houston. Somebody said it.
Going inside.
Bellum can access in the title. We don't read the titles. We don't watch the videos.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
Damn, how did you get this?
See your hands! Get out of the ground! Get out of
the discipline it takes.
I'm not mad at him anymore. I mean, at first, I'll be honest with y'all. I was like, where's this fucking partner at? But now that we see this, I mean, that's the whole picture, right? So
this guy's lucky he's not shot just out of sympathetic fire.
You damn right, man. I mean, it's
holy shit.
I like this guy, man. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially us all being Texan. Alan, you got a mission.
I work on it. So, yeah.
All right, bro. I appreciate it. Marine Blood said Eric 99% sure his name is in the description. Oh, okay. Very cool. I'm just reading through the comments. It worked for me. I will give him a promotion to sergeant or something.
The dude needs to be an instructor, dude.
Yeah.
Level-headed. I mean, the guy is coming out and he's doing great things.
Yeah, Bellum said that's not something that's taught. That courage and heart. You're 100% right. Pravis said super chat $20 for the steak fund. Oh shit! Oh,
we got to do that, man. Eric, we got to start putting the super chat thing up there, man.
I think that's new. Okay, so for those listening, like recently, for whatever reason, my YouTube blew up real quick, and I applied for the super. Like to be able, I think I'm finally monetized on YouTube, but I don't understand it fully yet. So bear with me. But I think what Pravis just did was donate $20 towards that thing. So listen, if that's what I think it is, I think I just got $20 that I can put towards the dinner.
So you know what that means, Eric? Is Pravis has now got to come to the dinner.
Oh, there we go. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Pravis is at, man, but he's got to come to the dinner now. So
yeah,
Pravis, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm new. Okay, guys, if you're listening, I just literally applied today because I think I got enough hours for people watching on our YouTube channel. Like after 4 years, I think I'm finally monetized. I don't fully understand it myself, so I'm trying to get used to it. I don't know, but Pravis said yes, it's a donation. So apparently you're able to give money towards our YouTube channel. I didn't know that. So holy shit, that's pretty cool. If that's the case, Pravis, thank you, man. That literally
very much.
Thank you very much. And that will go directly towards what you said. Yes. Marine Blood's laughing at me. Hey, man, I'm new to this shit. We've been doing this for almost 4 years, and this is the first time I finally got monetized on YouTube. I didn't fully understand what it meant because it's not money coming from YouTube. It's people being able to donate, I guess. So thank you very much, man. It's really humbling.
That's a big step, brother. It makes me excited, man.
Yeah, it's really humbling. Jesus, fucking Bellum just donated $50 as a super chat. I don't know. I don't even know how to access that money. I don't even know how to get it. I don't know what I got to do. So this is crazy.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I guess I'll figure it out as we go, guys.
Damn, I like these guys.
I promise you, it's going to go towards this man. The best I can get it there. I just don't know how to get to it yet. It's crazy. All right, let's fucking keep. I'm such an idiot. We'll learn this as we go, Banning. I promise.
You're not an idiot, brother. We're learning. It's all part
We're
of
learning. So okay, let me get this out. Thank you very much, Mellum, and thank you very much, Pravis.
Very much.
You guys are great.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay, so he's getting out on the radio. God, imagine being him and hearing your partner yelling out in pain. You can hear him. You can hear him. Fuck.
Where's he at? We have officer shot! Officer shot! We got one fleeing! Don't you fucking move! Scott, you okay? It's okay.
Jump in the back fence, going northbound.
Joe, you fucking move, okay? Scott, you okay?
Yeah.
Where you shot at? My leg. Your leg? Yeah. Move, okay?
Watch him come across
Scott,
the
you
hall
okay?
again.
Where you shot at? My leg. Your leg?
Okay. This is the difference. I want to point this out. Like when we were watching the other officer's body cam view, it looked like he just nonchalantly crossed that hallway.
Yeah.
But when we watched his body cam footage, he cleared the shit.
Yeah, he covered it. So did you? So I don't want to. I know some of the viewers have seen it because I got some texts. But in that other 20 seconds ago, when he was over there and he's like, "One's on foot." If you go back and look at that, you can see somebody in that backyard running to the left.
No shit.
Yes. So he's like, "One's on foot." He's letting dispatch know, everybody that's coming know. So go back. And if you, it's kind of like the first one when the guy crossed across the hallway, but he's letting them know whoever's coming.
Oh yeah, right there.
Right there.
One fleeing. We have officer shot.
Right
We
there.
got one fleeing. Don't you fucking move. Scott, you okay?
No honor among thieves.
Jump in the back fence, going northbound.
There's somebody outside seeing it. Did you hear that, Eric?
No.
We have a male running northbound, is what they're saying on the radio. I'm sitting here trying to listen to the radio this time. So there's somebody outside that's coordinating the effort to get the person that's leaving. So this is a big thing, man.
Joe, you fucking move, okay?
Right.
Scott, you okay? Where you shot at? My leg. Your leg? Yeah.
I'm gonna bet his streamer got broke.
Dude, I want to pay this guy's mortgage off. Holy shit, man. He's a good cop, dude.
Hey, bro, I just got a new mortgage. You want to take mine off?
Where's that?
That was not off of our bad guy.
Fuck, man.
Both of them were armed.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, holy shit. This is movie shit.
This is movie shit.
So people that are watching this, not law enforcement, this is very rare. A lot of times a home invasion, maybe one may have a weapon, you know, and they're doing their thing and they're stealing a TV or the money or what's going on. And one may have a gun. And this is a joke. It may be a Lorson. It's a POS 9mm 45 38. It's still a gun, but these guys came in with a plan. I'm talking about the bad guys.
Right.
Came in with a plan. So both of them are armed, and one of them has already hit an officer, just to bring in the perspective if maybe somebody's just logging in. But and this dude is actually thinking, man. I mean, he's got a bad guy. He's clearing it. We saw on his body camera somebody's clearing. So, like I said, maybe out the back door, back window, he may have left, or there may be a third person. We don't know yet. But we know there's two at least. So we've had eyes on the dude that's in the kitchen. We've had eyes on the guy that shot the dude in the door, the primary officer that first came in. So, damn. Sorry, hit play. I'll shut the fuck up. But
oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'm reading through the comments here. Soldier American said you have 4 places to carry tourniquets. Carry for self-heal. Your life depends on it. Absolutely. And then Bellum Canine said, even be able to have tactile senses to put the cuffs on in a situation like that is crazy. That's a great point to make. For those that have never been jacked up in auditory, visual exclusion, as you're dealing with this stuff, you start to lose the sensation and all your fine motor skills. They go out the fucking window. So when shit hits the fan and you're in that fight or flight response, like being able to manipulate cuffs and put them on and do all that stuff, like starts to really go out the window, which tells me that either this guy is calm and ready to go, or he just was able to get through because of muscle memory. Bellum said, when you're hyper adrenalized state, your appendages don't work that well, which is exactly what I'm talking about. So Previs said the super wide angle on body cams really makes tracking lines of sight difficult. Yeah, absolutely. So Gregory Turner said, great call out commands and assist. I see this in a better way. This is the way as a chief, we look at all the body cams to get the full story. As formal detectives, I say this way somewhat to the book. Trying to piece together what people are saying here. Ozark Moon said, right, Banning. It appears that backup arrived and saw the guy fleeing.
Yes, and he's getting audible on there, and he's like, hey, this is the direction. He's following him. He's trying to hear from his guys. Obviously, he may be armed.
Yep.
He's doing the right thing. So these guys in the ground zero are like, hey, this is what's going on. So the exterior guys and day shift or whatever is coming in and they're like, holy shit. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. What offense do we have? I got a guy leaving from the house. I mean, it's reality. I mean, we're human. We may have just left a cat stuck in a tree and we're coming over here and we're like, what's going on? We're trying to read our whatever software we have, what's going on. And we got a guy leaving right now. This is what he looks like, yada, yada, yada. So now they're in pursuit with him, either on foot or in a car. And it gets real friggin' fast.
Yeah. Unfiltered Fishing just joined us. Dang, didn't realize you guys were live tonight. Love the podcast. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Very much.
Pravis said High Point Firearms, combo gun, and club. Love
no
it.
shit. That and the Lorson are like freaking billy clubs, man. They're huge.
Bellum Canine said already has combat experience possible, and which is absolutely possible. Soldier Americans said thank God for the injured officer's full recovery. And then Perry Lemley pointed out gross motor skills kick in. Yep, for sure.
Big time.
So let's keep going.
We got one in custody inside, the other one ran out.
One in custody, other one out. Those one issues around.
Banning, keep the show running. I got to be right back.
Oh, this is fucking awesome, man. He's not hurt, man.
That's awesome.
Okay, 121 westbound on Blanford Street. He has a green shirt on. His pick me up.
Shirt, black man carrying a blue shirt with him going towards Antoine.
Red shirt on Blanford going towards Antoine. Red shirt, black pants, has a blue shirt in his hand.
My fucking hero right here.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I put the name of the one actually shot, but I can't find the other one.
How many people are in here? Is the other guy just two?
7215 Blanford. Okay.
7223 Blanford is the corner of Antoine and Blanford up on the front porch. Now walking westbound, he takes a pump out of the sidewalk of Antoine.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
He takes a pump out of the sidewalk of Antoine.
Antoine and Blair.
Where, that's,
We got several units.
where one, this is over there.
Units out there.
Oh, you're blocking me. Don't block me. Hey!
All right.
Hey! Hey, get down! Get down!
It sounds like I can hear a helicopter.
I hear something.
Get down!
So,
Get down! Get down on the ground!
With it being Houston, it may be. I mean, their Air One may be up. I mean,
yeah, it does sound like I hear a helicopter in the scene.
Get down on the ground!
From here, I'm not playing. Like,
No.
if you're not listening, you're getting shot.
Yep. It's a home invasion, man. I mean,
Yeah, you've already shot my off.
This
My
is the
partner.
worst nightmare that our citizens go through. Very few. But
Get
when
down
they
on the
go
ground
through it-
now!
Yeah.
Get down! Get down on the ground!
Sounds like he's
He's over
listening
there!
and verbally. Okay.
Get down on the ground! Lay down! Get down now! Get down! Get down! I want now!
Sure, you time to get a phone call. Like, let's ditch the gun. The money in his hand.
No, yeah, there's somebody back there. Okay, so officer shot over here. Officer shot over here. No shot so they can get to him.
Okay,
Get out of the road. Yes, boy.
We got 2 of them in custody.
Does he have a gun on him? Make sure he doesn't have a gun on him. He's over something. He's got something here. Okay, he's got an ankle monitor. Flip him to your side.
Come on.
Yeah.
The officer shot on Alderley or on Hartland?
What's he got here? What do you got here? Ankle bracelet. Okay, he's got 2.
Okay, where's the officer that shot? Is it the main location, Albany?
Okay, secure him in your shot or my shot. It don't matter. Yep.
Okay,
Here we go. Just go. Yep. Hit him. Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to use knowing that he has an ankle monitor as leverage. As I'm like, hey, we already know
right.
it's you. There's nothing you're going to be able to do because the ankle monitor is going to show where you went. And it's just going to show that you shot him. Where is the gun? Because we cannot have that gun get in the hands of a kid somewhere, wherever you tried to ditch it. So just tell us. And that's how I'm going to start leveraging that.
I can't get up. Yep. I'm trying. Come on. Get him over here. Come on.
And the officer that shot is at the front door of Albany. Everyone please leave Albany.
Did you just shut up?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not reading it.
I'll see it all.
Okay.
Okay, HFD is on the scene at Albany.
Come on, we'll hop over.
So from here, you got to start securing the scene. All the possible areas that he's ran from to. Now you got to start backtracking, trying to find the gun. Because you know you got your guy. That's him. There's no question.
That's okay.
Beautiful. Well, we know we got some donations for a steak dinner for this guy.
You bet.
So,
we'll make it work,
HPD,
man. We'll make it happen.
HPD is one of those units in the nation that they run 2-man unit no matter what.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that until a couple weeks ago, and every one of their units is 2-man.
That's freaking awesome.
Okay. Excellent. Well, we've almost gone 3 hours, which is right about our limit that we normally do. So I'll give some time to talk, to chat. Everybody that's in the chat right now, feel free to say whatever you want. Bellum said, this motherfucker's got an ankle monitor. Yeah. Everybody's Marine blood. Did he say ankle monitor? Yep.
It's those parking complaints he's got, you know.
Oh yeah. Upbiting.
It wasn't me, I swear. You were in the house, bro. We got you on ankle monitor. Like, it's
So
crazy.
I went down the dive of trying to figure out the officer's name, and I got the victim officer's name. But the one thing I did find, what I want to express my gratitude. The call came in within minutes of the invasion because a neighbor saw the incident at the front door, and they pushed their way into the house. Officers were there within 4 days of the home invasion, and so they were able to put them in handcuff or zip ties. But when officers got there, the front door was open, and so this all people's lives probably were saved because a neighbor didn't just, oh, that's not my problem to deal with, and actually said, hey, there's something wrong going on. Too many times people are just willing to look the other way right now, and I think we all need to stand up for each other and say that if it doesn't look right, then it's not right.
Yeah. I got to put this out there. My mom texts me. She watches every live I do. My mom said, Michelle Jones, formerly Michelle Levine was her maiden name. She said, I will donate another $200 for finally making it, son. Tell everyone I am challenging them tonight only to top my donation. I will put a check in the mail tomorrow. You know your mama. She don't play on any social media. So I mean, I've got it right here. I don't know if you can read it. Let me. Yeah, I'm trying to show
That's
you.
awesome,
I'm not joking. This is what Michelle said. It's not going to show up. I can't get close enough to the camera from where I'm at, but that's what Mama said. Mama said she's going to.
You got a good mama, man. You got a mama like mine.
Now, before we end this, give me 1 second. I want to go grab something because we do have another sponsor. They're not a paying sponsor. That's the thing. We're in combination, and Banny knows about them. Ghost Patch. So
they're amazing.
Put the name out there, Ghost Patch. So let me go grab it real quick.
So Banning, did you get ISAP last year?
Not last year, no, sir.
Okay. I was just trying to see what the difference was this year and last year.
So I'm going to be honest, man. The Chiefs dinner, we had amazing bands. We had ZZ Top, and I can't remember the other 3 bands' names right now, but there was no meet and greet availability at all the levels at the Celtics stadium.
Okay.
It was but afterwards, we went to this great event, and they were even limiting stuff. They're like, hey man, you can have 1 slice of pizza. I'm like, cool. Yeah. 300 guy. I'm great with 1 slice of pizza. So I got a pizza. Yeah. I had a beer. I had a Coke and a smile. We watched amazing friggin' bands. And then after that, we went to the Boston bars. But in the Boston bars, I was able to meet with several chiefs, several CEOs of other companies I'm not going to put on here, but that was amazing. So because of the IEC, it was awesome on that forefront. But they need to do better next year. There's going to be a different color next year. I hope everybody can come. I want to get Eric there next year. I'm going to talk to my company and hey, let's bring Eric up here. We'll find out what Eric's plans are for next year and do that stuff. But anyway, it was an event, but it could have been better for the Chiefs night stuff last night.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
We had a couple new people join. Gamer Bro came in. He had a good joke. I like it. He said, how can you tell if a cop is lying? And he said, his mouth is moving. Well played, sir. Well played. Hey, man. Shots fired. Shots fired. Cool. I like a good roast, man. That's okay.
Doesn't bother
And
me
then-
at all either.
And then Dustin Palmer joined in. He said, been watching on Facebook and came here to join the chat. Excellent. Appreciate you joining in. So I wanted to pull these up. Now, if you, this is a one time only. I've only got 6 of these to sell. So if you DM me or Banning, this is your only shot to get. I know you can hear those. These are metal. These are real 2 cops, 1 donut badges. I only have 6 of them to get out.
Eric, I'm going to say 5 because I'm going to buy one, dude.
So
those
3.
You showed me those.
Yes.
Those are badass, man.
Here's a silver one. I'm going to get it as close as I can. Here's a silver one. God, I cannot get it to focus because of the way the camera's set up. Anyway, silver and gold. There's the gold one. There's the Sarge badge, as I like to put it. It is not cheap. They're $100 a piece. The reason being, we are trying to make money for the show. You would be directly supporting what we're doing. However, you will be one of the few that gets a metal badge.
I've already DM'd you, buddy.
Yeah.
They're not out there. So direct message me. I take Venmo. That's the only thing I'm doing. Direct message me, however you can get a hold of me. The first 6, you will get one. Put on there what you want, and I'm just going to go by who came first. And
if we need to, I'm sure we can get more, but we got to make sure there's a following that wants it. So.
Yes, what we're looking for is we're trying to see who wants them. 2, we're trying to see who's willing to buy our merch. And 3, what we plan to do is take those profits and put them into Ghost Patch to create patches, to create badges, to create the flex shields, to create all of those things through Ghost Patch, because Ghost Patch is going to match what we get, and we're going to create a supply, and you just go directly to their website, so I don't have to deal with merchandise.
I'm going to speak, and I'm going to cut Eric off for 1 second.
Go ahead, cut me off, buddy.
Only because of sponsorship. So, if there's a patriotic company out there that likes what we do, we're just bringing the real. When you donate to us, it's not going in Eric's and Banning's pockets saying, we're going to take our family out to eat.
Yeah.
This is paying the internet. This is the studio that Eric moved his entire family to get this man shed that I got to see 2 weeks ago, which is, if you guys looked at it on the exterior, they're like, it's a small barn. It is. I mean, Eric is, and I'm 100% committed too, but Eric and his family are 100% committed. So when you get somebody like that, it's similar to the Sean Ryan show. Sean is a friend of mine. I know Sean. We talk all the time. Sean's got millions of followers. He blew up like crazy, and I'm going to be on a show in the future. But here's the deal. What Eric's doing is we're bringing you the real. I'm just a small little snippet over here, right? This is Banning Sweatland. Eric has brought 2 cops to 1 donut. We're taking stuff to people that you guys don't get to see. So if you want to donate, if you belong to a company and you want to be a friggin' sponsor, outstanding. It's not going in our pocket. It costs a lot to do what Eric's doing right now. I mean, he literally bought a house based on a lot of it for the podcast. And I've never met somebody with drive like what Eric has to bridge the gap between citizen and law enforcement to understand what we truly do out there as people. So if you guys want to do that, reach out to Eric, reach out to Banning, reach out to Alan, whoever, and we will get the message in. But it just helps us. And I will help Eric until the day I die to make sure, because I know there's several people that love what we do. But you've got to share us. You guys got to tell people these are what they're doing. You know, it's these are normal cops trying to bring reality to the public. That's what we're doing, man. So
yep.
Anyway, Yeah.
Appreciate it. I've
You
got
bet.
6. I'm pretty sure they're all spoken for. I just got a fucking shitload of messages. I'm going to go through. If you happen to be the first one, I already got Banning and I got Alan and I think my mom. So
Well, that was the first one on the list. Like, you got to take them all.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the idea, guys, like I said, we're going to take that money and we're going to put it into Ghost Patch. So make sure you guys are checking out Ghost Patch. And when you go there, let them know 2 Cops 1 Donut sent you. But we're going to get them added. The website that we're getting done is almost complete. I actually talked to my cousin who's the one doing it today. So we're almost done. Just got to finish up a little shoring up. And then once we get a supply through Ghost Patch, we have to actually pay them.
Yep.
So we'll pay Ghost Patch, say, hey, here's what we want to get. The idea right now is we're looking at coins. And I think coins will be the first thing. And then if those coins do decent, that will be the money to supply the badges and the other things that we want to do. So that's the idea. So we appreciate it. And we'll create and make, Velcro patches and things of that nature as well. So, but that's the idea. So thank you very much. We did just get monetized on YouTube. Literally, I'm serious. It happened today. Literally happened today. So
congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like I did the work. I didn't get a thing that said like, okay, it's official. So I didn't even know until I saw somebody donate to us and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't know that it went through yet. So apparently it did because you were able to do it, but didn't know that. Marine Blood said, wait, you didn't make 2 more for your mom and Manny? I didn't make any of them. You're basically, I'm selling my donated, like, here's what we made. Do you like them? Like, you're getting something that we weren't sure if we were going to go with.
Those metal badges. So I've seen it in person. I mean, it's like the same metal badge that Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Los Angeles, the quality that goes into making those badges that represent them on the street, that's what you're going to get. And to have that type of technology that creates that with the real metal, dude, if you can buy that badge, you can afford that badge, it is something to pass on. What we're doing right now, I believe, is amazing. So if you can do that, reach out to Eric, get one of these friggin' badges, put it in a shadow box, whatever. I mean, this podcast is going to go through the roof. And
we're right on the cusp too, guys. Sam, like I said, we're in talks with Samsung. We're in talks with Peregrine. We're in talks with Ghost Patch. We've got Mark 43. We've got a lot of big companies that are on the cusp. I've recently networked with the Failure to Stop podcast network. I've been talking with people like Conservative Ant, Rhino, War Rhino, just all these different places that have the ability to reach out to first responders and get them the resources and whatnot that they need. That's what we're going for. So I've had a couple of people ask me how much are the badges. $100. We're selling them for $100.
That's a lot of money, but it costs a lot of money to make these badges.
Yeah. Let me give you an idea. The Flex badges, the Flex shields, the rubbery ones that we have that aren't real metal, those cost us $20 to make a piece, just to make. So now imagine if they're metal. So they just the cost alone is significant. So in order to sell them, you're helping fundraise. Just put it that way. You're helping fundraise. So it really isn't about the cost necessarily. How much would you pay for a regular police badge? Let's just put it that way.
They're about $100 at an agency too. So being the purchasing agent at several departments, I paid in between $85 and $125 for every officer's badge that was done correctly. I mean, that's the cost. So when we ask the general public, hey, do you want to support our show? Here's $100 and we get a little stipend off of that to go towards the show. It helps us, but what you get, I mean, it looks good enough to pass on. when you go and your kids want it, it's that nice, man. It's very nice. Eric's showing it right now. I mean, it's 100% metal, and the engraving and everything that goes on in that thing. I mean, that's a real police badge. I mean, I don't want somebody to buy and go, "Hey, I'm gonna buy this because I'm the police." No, if you're doing it for that, that's the wrong reason.
Yeah, please don't go around trying to impersonate. A cop will fucking laugh at you while he arrests you.
Yeah, you're going to get arrested and maybe a gun in your face. But if you're buying it to support our show, please present this in your living room. Let your family watch the show that we're doing. I mean, it's a beautiful badge. They did a really good job with it.
Marine blood. I'm jealous of those who aren't broke and are the ones that got them. Bellum Canine. He's saying he'll take one, so I got him on the hook.
Hopefully, my next paycheck, I can call Eric and say, "Hey, dude, I want one of those." We'll see what happens, but those are really nice, man, and I want one because I'm a small part of the show. I mean, Eric created this whole friggin' conglomerate, but I want one.
You're a part of it, bro. And Bellum Canine, I'm going to put him out there. He's been willing to help support the show. So that's why I have always been putting him out there. So when he finally gets himself in the position that he wants to figure out a way that he wants to support the show, we're more than willing to take him on because, hey, he's got a good product and
100%, man.
Yes. But yeah, guys, we've busted over the 3-hour mark. So I'm going to check through the chats and those that have hit me up, and I will let you know if you are one of the people that are getting a badge. I've only got 6 of them. So three silver, 3 gold. So
but if we get enough, so Eric, say that. If we get enough that want to order more, we will get more. Eric's got 6 right now, but I would love to say, I hear in 48 hours, dude, we sold 200 of these things. That helps us with the internet, the stuff we have to do to put this out on podcasts. It helps us bring you content. So
my
if
camera,
you guys want to order it, man, that's motivating.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep. Alan, you got any parting words of wisdom, sir?
No. Thanks for having me tonight. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Hopefully doing it again.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we'll get you on here.
You're badass, brother. I sent you a message on LinkedIn, Alan.
I'll follow up with you.
Let's hook up offline. So, absolutely.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Sounds good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Take it easy.